We are back, and I have a powerful message for those who really care about evolving as a spiritual being, and that you are a black man or black woman. But this message is universal to anyone, no matter what your skin color is. But I will be specifically pointing out something that I see in black content creation as it pertains to Boule, the Prince Hall Freemason agenda, and where we headed at as a people with everything that's going on in the world, catching us up with current events, and just a whole bunch of things that I'm gonna be pointing out that you guys need to look forward to protect your spiritual energy and your spiritual growth and evolution in these times. You are under attack, and not many people know it, because the attack ain't nothing you could just point out. It is a digital attack, and it ain't that AI is making you be somebody you ain't. AI is simply recreating us. But why am I bringing up AI? Well, there's a lot of changes going on in the world that you may think are not related to the next one. And today I'll just be tying all those things in together as they pertains to a specific group of people, so that I can keep us headed in the right direction. To everyone who heed today's message, it will definitely be a wake-up call for you. And to everyone that's not here to make it, that is so unfortunate. I don't know why you unsubscribed. I don't know why you chose to start watching. But this video right here is going to be something that is very much so needed for you to get over this hump and to continue evolving in a positive direction. With that being said, I want to welcome the newest member to Illuminated Initiate, Jelly J. Thank you so much. And at this time, we're going to play the theme song, and we're going to get right into this thing, man. It's a lot to unpack, so let's get it. You know what I'm saying?
BROSANCHEZ, just one who's out there in the fight to teach. BROSANCHEZ, you got the story right, and now I see, yeah. BROSANCHEZ, just one who's out there in the fight to teach. BROSANCHEZ, you got the story right, and now I see, yeah.
So welcome back, everybody. I got to give a big shout out to Dan Tanner. He says, what's up, bro? Burning a little sage for a second. I'll try to call in when you open the lines if it's cool. I have a flat earth point to bring up. Respect. Dan Tanner I'll let you come in and make your point, and you can make sure you don't forget your point. But the show ain't really about that today. So if I have time to do that, come in and out with your point, and let's not just draw it out as a discussion, because I do have shows coming up about that. And you will actually just be repeating yourself in those shows. So you may want to just listen to what we got today, Dantana, and come up and let me hear what you got to say with today's topic. And save your flat earth topic for when I do my next flat earth show, which is very soon. Those are going to be consistent because, hey, we're flat earthers, people. And we got to be consistent with the flat earth content. So if you noticed the channel lately, that's exactly what I've been doing. All right. So, Dantana, please keep that in mind. And let me also give some love to Sherry Wisdom for being an illuminated initiate, for being a member of this channel. Let's clap it up for all of our channel members. We couldn't do it without you. That ain't a clap, Becky, you dummy. Clap it up for him now. And I want to give a shout out to Irene Haflitter for the super chat. Thank you so much, Irene. And I'm not going to keep the people waiting any longer. So let's go ahead and get into today's topic, which is they want your soul. And you giving it to them, man. I'm going to be explaining the black YouTube trap. And don't worry, to my Caucasian, to my white followers, I got a stream for y'all coming up too. Because y'all's gate guards are none other than the Joe Rogans, the Stephen Greers, and etc. And we have our gate guards. You guys have your gate guards. And then there's just universal gate guards. But for the most part, they know our frequency. They know who we levitate with and how we levitate with them or gravitate with them. I hate to use gravitate. We levitate around here, baby. But anyway, we're going to go into deepness on this. Jay Scaramella said, great to see you back. I took a trip to Alabama. I went to see my folks. I went to remember my country roots. And I went to do a little stepping. The music and the food is always good back home. But people, I'm going to tell you something now. As a content creator, we don't normally get the shoulder for people to cry on. I'm going to make myself vulnerable before we get into this today. It was bittersweet visiting home. I have a close loved one that is very much so destroying themselves on a controlled substance that I will not name right now. And I'll be doing a stream to tell my story and to show my vulnerabilities, because there may be other people out there going through this where you have a loved one that is, have addiction problems on very self-destructive things that's out there. And you got to watch them slowly self-destruct. And you can't do nothing about it. It's the biggest lesson. If you don't know what I'm talking about or you ain't went through it, you going to think I'm just blabbering right now. But if someone out there can feel my pain and relate to it, drop a one. I'm going to hop back on the topic, though, because I don't want to come here today with my problems. I want to come here today and give you something, right? I had a subscriber. He got at me. He said, Sanchez, you all right, man? Because I took a break. And I want to thank all of y'all. All right, when I'm gone away, who send me stuff like that, who still have me in your thoughts when I'm gone. That means a lot to me. It let me know, hey, they don't just see me as a robot to pump out content. They see me as a person that they really F with. Shout out to all the ones out there. It lets me know I'm not alone. It lets me know I need to do a stream on substance abuse, which a lot of our people not talking about. We caught up into a bunch of bull crap about just trendy stories AI feed to us. We talk about a lot of things that ain't gonna move our people forward. With so many crises going on and so many snares at play for for black people, with so many traps set before the minds of the black man, the black woman, with so many tools of destruction to break up the family, to lead the youth astray. There's just not enough content that is specifically dealing with the ailments that is keeping our people down. And if it is, it's done in a way to re-promote the same agenda that's doing the self-destruction and to enrich the person that's spewing nothing but the problems, never the solutions. Today, I'm going to point out a bunch of profiles for you guys to look out to, and I swear this is going to save your life. If you are a person that's listening to me and you consider yourself a spiritual person, meaning you resonate with more of the intuitive reality versus the instinctive, this gonna be definitely for you, Becky. Drop a bomb, because this is a lesson today for spiritual people. If you got a spirit in your body, hit the like button, share button. I'm gonna talk to that today. I ain't gonna talk to your flesh, okay? Now let me hop right into this thing. There's a lot of popular talking points in black YouTube, and I ain't gonna do them in order. I'm gonna just shoot them out, and I'm gonna show you why they're detrimental to you and why you should stay away from them. And then I'm gonna go into a bunch of different personality types and profiles that you should watch out for, and I'm gonna give you a bunch of red flags and signs you can't miss. All right? So number one, stay away from these rich ass frat boys that now want to come into consciousness spaces with their fraternal mindset. Let me break this down to you. You have a lot of wealthy black men. They're part of what I call the black bourgeoisie. Okay, and this is actually an extension of the boule, meaning the black bourgeoisie is often your talented 10th. Not everyone in the black bourgeoisie is in that 10%. There's some fall outside of it, but they're still been manipulated and used by the 10. What they call the talented 10th in black people's communities is nothing more. And I'm going to go ahead. If you guys would like me to cam up, let me do one thing real quick here. I'm going to give you guys a chat box up on the screen. I know the people like the chat box. I'm going to give you a lot of good stuff today. We're talking about the talented 10th. Go ahead, share this. Just starting, people. We're just starting. So if you're coming in, you ain't missed nothing. Give me a second. Give me a second to correct this real quick. Because I know my people like to chat up. So I can do that for you. We'll throw the chat up for those people there. And let's get back into this thing. That's so much. So stay away from black men. And this is easy to do. If they offer a call-in show, if they offer a way where you can interact with them, you don't have to be respectful. You can call in and be very respectful. You can say, sir, were you ever a member of a fraternity or something like that? And most of them will tell you, yes, I was part of a fraternity. I went to this college and I was connected with the fraternal order, boom, boom, boom. They'll tell you. All right, especially if you're asking without disrespect. They don't know why you're asking, so they're going to tell you. Like a Mason, they love to say they're a Mason. We got to talk about this because as a person who, I would say your third eye is more open than others, you can't be out there telling people that black people have gate guards and you're listening to them too. That's right. Okay? I see that. I see a lot of woke people, a lot of intuitive people, right? People who know better, but they're not doing better. And I know what it is. It's the fact that when a person is talking to you, it ain't really much of what they saying, but how they saying it and how they're presenting it. And a lot of these imposters are leading our people astray because of what I just said. There was a time where you can have a wrinkled old lady walk up to you, wrinkled old man on a cane, and he'll say, come here, young bloods, let me tell y'all something. And the game that the OG would give you would be worth more than every doggone video on this YouTube that these black content creators making. Because they're making content and our OGs was trying to make change. That's right. I'm going to say that again. As you move forward with your spiritual ass, you spiritual mother, you, as you move forward, if you want to protect your spirit and your frequency and your evolution as a being, you got to learn that what goes into your ears is just as important as what goes into your mouth. Now, people will say, I don't want no food that's poison or GMO. I want good food to nourish my body. And you got to start looking at sound waves as a form of food. You got to start looking at your ears as a mouth. You know how you got your top row of teeth and your bottom row of teeth? You got your left ear, your right ear. That chews up sound. It swallows it. It don't go into the stomach. It goes into the mind. And basically, I'm giving you a way to put this in your mind to show you all of this is a form of consumption. Not just what you physically eating, but what you listening to sonically. In fact, I would even argue that what you listening to can kill you just as quick as what you're eating. And if you disagree with that, look at the drill rappers. Look at the gangster rappers. All right, you can have a healthy ass diet, but you can be listening to crash out music. And you saying, I'm gonna eat good, but bro, you ain't finna live to be past 30 with that shit you listening to in your ear. That's right. See, this thing is about mind, body, and soul. And see what black YouTube has catered to the body for so long, just like the Western world. They act like we don't have a soul. They act as if spiritual things are pseudo. They act as if when we start talking about the invisible world, we're tinfoil hatters. Most of what you see in the physical world is dictated by what you didn't see in the invisible world. So which one should we start to learn more about? Don't you know that there is a group of people out here that don't need to see nothing? All they gotta do is feel their way through reality, and they will be the victors of the world. See, your enemy got you playing the game by his rules. He got to open his eyes to see in the dark. Guess what? We got to do the opposite. When it's dark outside, we close our eyes and we go in within our inner light. We don't start trying to squinch in the dark. Well, guess what we do? We go to feeling around. That's called intuition. There's some people out there with no hands to feel in the dark. If there's no light on, they're at the mercy of the darkness. You have hands. That is the soul, the intuition, the part of you that didn't see nothing, but it knows everything. The part of you that don't even know that brother, but you felt something about him. And this feeling is what the soul, why the soul got its eyes closed. The soul don't got eyes. It got hands. It sees with feel. Because what this does for the soul, it allow a person, see, you can't fool a soul with your charming presentation. You can't fool my soul with your nice wardrobe and your beautiful jewelry, because my soul is blind. It don't see nothing. My soul gonna feel everything, and it's gonna feel that your energy ain't compatible with mine. People, I'm giving you some right now that's worth millions of dollars. People, I didn't crank up this stream to waste your time. I'm giving you something today that's on my heart from the ancestors. I see this going on, and I know you're a victim of it. You just don't know it. If you haven't consciously, when you hit play on a video, you got to ask yourself, why am I listening to this person? And if you can't answer that within a minute, unsubscribe for them. Now, if you ask yourself that with me right now, guess what you gonna say? To get the truth, this brother got knowledge. This brother be exposing stuff that the government do that the average person don't even consider. This brother got receipts. This brother's going after the people in power that's putting a veil over the eyes of the masses. You can go on and on forever when you ask why am I sub the Bro Sanchez TV. Because I'm very clear and specific about what my mission is here and what I'm doing. So if a person is coming for entertainment, they ain't gonna find it, but if they stick around for knowledge, they will find that it is indeed entertaining as well. That's right. But I'm not leading with the bull crap because I want to scare away the people that ain't serious about making this spiritual leap that we about to make. This is the age of Aquarius. And don't y'all know, in a time on earth right now where the knowledge is so plentiful, you just can't find it. What is the powers that be doing in the age of Aquarius? They're flooding the internet with so much information from AI, from wolves in sheep clothes, imposters, that even though that the spirit of the ancestors is showing up with divine intervention to wake everybody up that will listen, no one's listening. I refuse to let the world blame our situation on the fact that we didn't have divine intervention. I'm tired of black people saying, we waiting. What you waiting on? We waiting on Yahweh. We waiting on Jesus. We waiting on this, waiting on that. The universe waiting on us, man. That's right. Divine intervention has already showed up in the form of the truth that will set you free, but nobody will accept that. If knowledge is power and the world is powerless, you can't blame the lack of power on the universe not delivering the knowledge. You got to blame that on the people not accepting the knowledge. That's right. It becomes a conversation now on why won't the people accept the knowledge if they want to be free? Because people don't know what freedom fighters look like, and that's why I'm doing my video today. You guys have been brainwashed by presentations. You guys have been brainwashed by fancy style settings and perks and props on the desk. We've been trained to say that gift wrapping is so fire, but when you rip that gift wrapping off, the gift ain't worth a goddamn. That's right. I'd rather keep the gift wrapping and give the gift back. We've been conditioned on a spiritual level, just like we've been conditioned on a consumer level to value packaging over product. That's right. I don't know if you showed up with pen and paper today, but I would recommend it. I'm going to say that again. We've been conditioned on a spiritual level the same way that we've been conditioned on a consumer level to value the packaging over the actual product. And what I see online is a lot of genuine people pouring their hearts out to the masses, not for money, but because they are waking up to the knowledge that is coming through at this time in the Aquarian age, and they can't keep it to themselves. They are being exposed to a spiritual download that many of us have already been exposed to. And once they've been exposed to it, they gotta share it with somebody. The universe built this into us that you can't hold the truth in by yourself, as it will kill you, man. Let me give you an example. Imagine you walking down a dark alley by yourself and you see a dead body. What's the first thing you're gonna wanna do? Tell everybody. Nature wired us that way. Even if you try to keep that secret, it'll turn into cancer. It will eat you up, man. So when guys join secret societies, when they join mobs, mafias, brotherhoods, where they gotta keep secrets, that's cancerous. There should be no men on earth keeping secrets. Because if the secrets you keeping are the truth that will free your people, then you need to let that cat out the bag, man. Why would you keep the truth secret? That's called gate guarding. So since I said that, I want you to think about the Prince Halls, I want you to think about the Boule, and not just them, think about the Moors, think about the Nation of Islam, think about the Hebrew Israelites, think about the New Wapians, think about all these black brotherhood of men that ain't done shit for our people in the past decade. You can't call in and tell me. I'll give you the number right now, nigga. I will drop that shit right now, nigga. Play with me. I'll fucking call your bluff. I bet you damn one of them niggas won't hit the link and come tell me what your organization did for the people. Tell us that. I'll shut my mouth and let you tell me what your black brotherhood done for black people, nigga. Ain't no black brotherhood, and I put this in my description. I want to read this to y'all. Every black organization is an enemy to black people, and they are all keeping us in a state of regression. That's right. Show me a group of black men, and I'll show you a bunch of niggas that's out there to enrich themselves at the expense of the people, spewing toxic dialogue. And what's making it so scary for the people now, these brotherhoods are starting to merge. These organizations are starting to come together with one agenda, and that's just to keep you asleep. Because what did I tell you? In the age of Aquarius, the truth will start to be spread. But the Bible said, even when the spirit of truth is being poured out in these times, there will be so little people to receive it. Now, let me show you something. If the truth is raining from the heavens like raindrops, the people that ain't receiving it must got an umbrella blocking that shit. I'm wet as hell with this Aquarius water. What about you? Somebody told me Aquarius had a bucket of water pouring it out and said that's knowledge. I don't know about the next man. Aquarius done wet me like a motherfucker. Because I'm getting downloads all the time into it. Let the man with the eye see, the man with the ear hear. But what are you hearing? What are you seeing? If it's not the truth, you missed the mark. I'm going to tell you something, bro. I'm going to tell you Negroes something, right? And this something, you can write this down, take it home, take a picture. Some of you Negroes gonna put it in your rap, right? How the hell is he fly when he under the wing? I'm talking about your mans. Yeah. To all of you black men that's past 25 and you follow another man, hang yourself. You still a follower out to 25, something wrong with you. See, I seen a video the other day. A grown man called another grown man daddy, and they was the same age. Now, a lot of people may disagree with me, but hear me out. If you're over 25 years old and you spending a lot of time online listening to different dudes, you're only gonna live out their experience. Don't you know life is yours and you gotta go outside and make your own mistakes? You gotta bump your own head. See, a lot of black men today are soft. They don't have no experience. They ain't went through nothing because content creation has literally killed their life and they're living from a third person perspective. What do you mean, Sanchez? It's like this. When I was young, I fell off my bike and I got a cut on my leg. So can't no other black man come up to me and teach me about falling off a bike, hurting yourself. Why? I lived that, nigga. I experienced that. That's right. Most black men today, they're scared to fall off the bike and get a cut. So they rather go online and hear a story from their master teacher about when he fell off his bike and got the cut.
That's right.
None of them never rode a bike. They don't even plan on fucking pedaling one. But they love to hear stories about the people that rode the bike, and the ones they like the most are about the men that fell off the bike and dust themselves off and tried again. They start calling those men gods. They follow niggas like Sanchez, and I tell them, bro, don't follow me. You need to go fall off a bike, nigga.
That's right.
I didn't tell you that story for you to follow me. I told you that story for you to hop your ass on a bike and try to ride it. Hopefully you'll fall off and come tell me your story. But you know what you got today? A bunch of idol worshipers. And they don't have anything to tell you from their life. They say, go sub to such and such. Hey, Sanchez, I got a link for you. This the dude I listen to. Go listen to him. Bro, you can't tell me out of your own mouth a message that can batter me, that can make me badder today than I was yesterday. You can't do that as a black man. You got to send me a link to another nigga, and so you can invite me into your cult. I'm good on that, man. Every black man ought to be able to go up to another black man and give them a damn jewel without giving them a reference to my nigga who gave you a jewel. If you can't do that, we're de-evolving. Because back in the day, every black man had something from his own experience that he can spew to the next black man and help him batter himself, even if it's just a little teensy-weensy bit. We're in a time now where I'm going to point you in the direction of the dude I follow. And I'm seeing that happening. How many of you guys seeing it now? We're in a time now where kids ain't gonna have to learn how to play a guitar. They can just get an AI artist to be the guitarist. See, it's happening all over, but you're not seeing it. What's happening is humans are being demoted to a third-person reality where we ain't living life in first person. There's a transition going on now where some of us have original experiences and some of us only know the internet.
That's right.
If you only know the internet more than you fucking went through anything in life, you are what I call a digital age baby. I don't know if y'all can be saved either, man. Now check this out. I don't care what and I got dudes in my chat room right now. Shout out to all of the brothers in my chat room who are Moors, Muslims. I don't know what your black brotherhood is, Crip blood. If you a whole bunch of group of black men, I'm gonna say shame on every black man's organization. Y'all ain't worth shit. Show me a group of black men that's an organization. Now, one of our best ones is the NOI, right? And I love them. I don't want no beef with them. But I gotta tell the truth. Y'all ain't benefiting black people, man. It's just benefiting Farrakhan. And if you show me any brotherhood of black men, show me the dude over that brotherhood, he benefiting more than anybody. It's like that in the church too. The pastor benefiting more than your grandmother, your cousins, everybody in the congregation, the deacons. It's not some revolutionary group that's gonna somehow change things for black people. The Hebrews ain't gonna do it. The Christians ain't gonna do it. The rappers ain't gonna do it. Donald Trump ain't gonna do it. Joe Biden ain't gonna do it. If you don't know by now with your spiritual ass that change is solely your responsibility, you're falling for all the traps that I'm about to bring today. Because that's how people end up in cults. That's how people end up conservatives, Republicans, liberals, because they telling themselves, I need to join the group that's going to bring change to the world. And they ain't never looked in the mirror at themselves and said, listen, I'm going to bring the change, nigga. You don't got to join a group to bring change to the world because the biggest changes that ever happened in the world came through a single man like Nikola Tesla. a single man like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. And let me say something else. This go for me too. Anytime you see a black man criticizing a black leader that passed away before us, make sure he ain't doing it out of jealousy. If you say anything ill about Malcolm X, because guess what? One of the big things that you will find in these modern black cults that make them all gel together is their disdain for the woman. That's why you don't have a lot of black sisterhoods. You got a bunch of Prince Halls. If you got a bunch of NOI. When you think about the NOI, you don't think about black women. If I say Nation of Islam right now, you picture a bunch of niggas in suits with bow ties. If I say Boule right now, you don't think of women. You think about a bunch of niggas with suits on controlling shit. All of these black brotherhoods have pushed the woman's role to the back. And that's a reason we won't be able to heal, because that's what the pagans and barbarians did. And they try to shame niggas like me by saying, oh, you weak, boy. You want your woman to rule? Yes, dude. You weak if you don't want your woman to rule. You're an insecure ass nigga. Insecure ass, then gonna try to flip it on me. Nigga, if my woman good at math and science, then and she better than every man in my black brotherhood, then they need to shut the hell up when my woman talking about math and science to help my people. Well, Sanchez, she's a woman. I don't give a fuck. She qualified more than all you niggas. Why you think the white man running the world and we ain't? The white man gave you his dumbass mentality of subjecting his woman. And then the white man looked at us and said, damn, they letting they women roam freely. They ain't covering they women up with robes and shit. That's insecurity, man. You think somebody looking at your woman? Nigga, look at mine. Okay, I like that. The black man adopted the barbarian's mentality and think he a man. Nigga, you a heathen and you're insecure. And it ain't gonna work for you like it worked for him. When the white man came, he saw us treating our women equally, dude. We ain't never lived like the sand guys. We ain't never been insecure black men. We ain't never been concerned about my woman may take over the house. That's little boy. Boy, run away from niggas like that, quick. Run away from that, right? So check this out. The white man saw the black man and the black woman thriving with the relationship they had. It wasn't an insecure black man. If his woman was good at something, he let her run that over any of his homeboys. It wasn't no hierarchy just because you got a genitalia. You had to have knowledge because knowledge is power, not cock strength. These dudes is spiritual homos. You want a woman in the bed but not in the office? If you think she can please you in the bed, I bet you if you bring her into the office space, she can do way more than all them hard legs around you. Because all them dudes around you, they secretly want your position. All of these brotherhoods are a bunch of crab in a bucket organizations that the elites control. And they keep all of them niggas in check because every man want the top spot. So they will never fully trust each other. They will never turn that black organization into anything that's beneficial to black people because it's just an organization that's there to enrich the leader. So you got a bunch of black men that's trying to suck up to the current leader so that when he die, they can be the next leader. And it just keeps going. Suck up to him, suck up. And it's a kiss my ass type of program to where whoever can kiss my ass the best will move up in these organizations. Right? If you can kiss the man at the top ass the best, which is why I told niggas, he ain't fly, he just under the wing. Hey, I tell these niggas, if your boss sent you to debate me, go back and tell your boss to come do it himself, nigga. That's right. Because y'all the same age. At that point, you're a minion. You ain't fly, you just under the wing, nigga. And you could never be fly up under the wing. Show me a baby bird under the damn mama bird wing that's fly. That's flying. You gotta come out from under the next man wing if you wanna fly. Now guess what? YouTube ain't gonna tell you that. Why? YouTube make money off people subscribing and having an idol like mine to where I like this dude, but he ain't really giving me no substance. He ain't giving me nothing that's helping me. It's entertaining. So YouTube gonna keep suggesting bullshit to me. Like two gang members arguing with each other about who's shooting the block up the most. About what's this happened? This other dude just got his hand shot off with a firecracker. I don't give a fuck about that nigga's hand. Bro, how that's gonna help my children, nigga? I'm at a point now where if a nigga bringing me something that ain't gonna put no money in my pocket, no motivation in my soul, no inspiration in my spirit, because it ain't just gotta be money. It can be some encouragement in my mind. But you gotta become, bro, it's the time of selfishness now. If you ain't thinking for self, guess what? You're being used by somebody else, nigga. You're part of a cult. The best mind you can have to make sure you don't join the cult is to fall in love with yourself right now. The people that love themselves the most ain't finna follow no leader. They trying to activate the God in them so what they don't need to follow any motherfucker. If we're in a cave and I got my light on and you don't, yeah, you got to follow me. But if you cut your own damn light on, you can go wherever you want to go, nigga. You don't got to join the Sanchez train. You might not even want to explore the parts of this dark cave that I want to explore. But you got to look everywhere I look because you my damn follower. You might not even like what I'm shining light on in front of you, nigga, but you ain't got a light of your own. You under my wing. You under my light. So therefore, you go where I go, nigga. You're a follower. And the only way you can stop following me is to turn your own light on and see for yourself in the dark, nigga. But until you turn your own light on, you gonna go where I go. I ain't going where you go. And you men ought to want that for yourself, especially if you got children. They're telling you, ain't that wrong with having a mentor, bro? Out to 25, 30, you don't need to be looking at no nigga with no big brother, dad, my. It's okay to look at a man and say, I respect this brother. He taught me so much. But you don't owe that man the same respect you giving your daddy. That's right. You don't. You don't owe me that. Because guess what, dude? It's my job to tell you the knowledge. Don't you know that I got to do that? Y'all giving niggas props for something that the universe gonna punish them for if they don't do it for you. As spiritual beings, if I learn some truth that help my life out and I don't go tell it to my brothers and sisters, I'm gonna get punished for that by the ancestors. So if I go out there and tell your ass the truth and it help your life, a lot of people, they try to worship me and shit. Bro, I'm only doing that shit because I don't want to get no whooping, man. Look at it like that. Yeah, I like waking people up, nigga. I'm glad I opened your eyes. But don't make me daddy. Because guess what you will find out? If I don't do that shit, I'm going to be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's like you telling a child, if you don't clean your room, you get a whooping. Then when the child clean the room, everybody want to clap and dance. And it's like, no, if you would have told that child, I don't care if you clean your room or not, I ain't going to whoop you. And the child still cleaned the room, now we celebrate. Because now we see that the child is independently doing this under no duress or threat. Most people telling the truth, they ain't evolved to that level yet, and that's include myself. You're telling this because the truth convicted you, and that it's a natural reaction that you know you are now challenged and called to relate a message to others. It's the feeling of, I can't keep this to myself, that make a person go and tell the truth. If a person see a dead body in the alley, they don't say, I'm going to get some in return for telling everybody a dead body in the alley. It's just a natural reaction to they just can't keep it to themselves because it hurt. is like trying to hold vomit in. The moment you get that vomit out, your stomach feel better. Same with truth. Now check this out, right? The reason I'm saying that truth has to become something that we reclaim as if it's always been ours. Truth shouldn't be something that you say, he gave this to me, so I'm going to follow him forever. Truth should be something that sets you free from any kind of following, period.
That's right.
I'm giving y'all some jewels today. I didn't crank up the live stream today to play with y'all. I cranked it up to show you what I see and to show you how to manipulate your. It's only going to get worse. There's going to be so many people led astray, and there already many are. And it's so hard for you to know it's you. You think the people you listening to is really giving you something of substance, but you don't consciously question yourself when you go about your days, and that's going to be to your detriment. For example, I'm so conscious now, and you know you waking up if you do this. I turn my computer on, and when I go to YouTube, I say to myself, what the devil about to put up on my feed? And I'm in a point now where I used to just wake up and click on some, oh, let's hear this argument right here between this shit right here. I got caught up in this algorithm feeding me a bunch of low vibration shit, and I kept eating it up because the AI know what you're entertained by. So I had to consciously go through all of my shit and say, stop suggesting this to me. Stop recommending me that. And I had to go on there and put in healing frequency. Tutorials about how to clear your mind, brain decluttering frequencies, and I started filling up my feed with stuff like that. You'll be surprised that the quality of content you allow to come into your eyes and ears will literally dictate your creativity level. Because I found that my lyrics was getting shallow, my beat making was getting, not that I don't have the love, but it's just that the choices I would make wasn't outside of the box as much. We weren't pushing the boundaries in my flow, in my beats, even in my presentations on YouTube, my lectures. Same old, same old. You would be surprised the relationship between your stagnation and the things that's entertaining you, how they are paired together. Because the moment I started putting better stuff in my eyes and ears and just focus on my diet, my mouth, because that's another trick of Black YouTube. Black YouTube is all about let's eat right, let's exercise, but let's listen to Future, let's listen to drill rap, let's listen to all this bullshit, right? Even our leaders can be in cahoots with a lot of these shallow celebrities and stuff like that. And you will have conscious people promote holistic medicine and all that, but never holistic music. Tell me I'm lying. I've been in the Black conscious community for years. They actually will fight you if you come against hip hop. Bro, how are we so woke and we ain't giving up the music that's self-destructive to us, and we acting like hip hop always been our music? No, that's just like they gave the slave a diet. They gave the slave chitlins and pork chops and all that kind of food. They gave the slave low quality music too that didn't serve him.
That's right.
But the Black YouTube ain't gonna get into that. It's all about mysticism and herbs and shea butters and lotions and shit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. These niggas got y'all wearing unks, dashikis, and butters and creams and oils all over your ass, but you headed straight to damn hell smelling good. You headed to you looking good in your dashiki on your way to hell. You smelling good with that butter on your way to hell, son.
BROSANCHEZ, just one who's out there.
You look look like a whole Egyptian on your way to hell, son. And I just gotta let you know that you looking good as hell for hell's fire, son. Y'all know how to show enough put your Sunday's best on for Satan, isn't that right? That's all you gonna get in this black conscious community, a bunch of creams, alls, and bullshit, man. A bunch of niggas telling you to wait on some shit in the sky that's come save us while they sell you a goddamn brochure about esoteric aliens or some shit. I'm telling you what to look for. If you think that I'm just showing up playing, that's your bad. But if you getting a download from what Sanchez is saying today, drop a one, support the show, hit the like and share button. Let me know that this download that's coming directly from the ancestors through me is doing what they intended for it to do, and that you appreciate what I'm saying here. And guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have some fun with y'all today. If you got a clip from the Hebrews, the Moors, any of these black conscious groups, if you got a clip that you want Sanchez to share on the big screen and me to critique it, I'll do it right now. That's a session of the show I thought you guys would like, that'll help grow the channel and make this thing crunk. Let's get it. If you got a link right now to a video, send it to talktoBroSanchez@gmail at this time. And the first come, first serve, we're going to be opening up those links. We're going to open up the review screen, and I'm going to continue teaching, showing y'all what I'm talking about using these clips. But in the meantime, I'm going to just continue giving you the download because it's still coming to me right now. And as that download come to me, I'm also going to be dropping the call-in link for callers. So if you would like to come up and interject, we'll rotate you guys in one at a time, and at the very end of the show, we'll have a round table. My email is talktoBroSanchez@gmail.com, and you can send me a clip right now. And what I'll do, I'll open that clip and we can show you what I'm talking about here. But I do have some more things to go over what you need to look for. But we just reached the hour mark, so I got to start incorporating the community into the field. So we do have a caller calling in, and as I get the callers in and out, I'm going to continue to give you the download. And we'll throw a couple of links on the table. It's going to be very powerful. Naga, welcome to the bill. Welcome back. You have something for me? Go right ahead.
What you got going on, kid?
I just got a download that's coming to me right now. It's coming directly from heaven, from the ancestors above, through my heart. And it's happening right now in real time. I'm giving them a real-time download. And I said that's something I'm going to start doing, right?
Yep.
When I feel this way, I'm just going to crank it up and go live. Lately, I've been too much about flashiness. I want to get my thumbnail right. Let me set this up. And it's been really hurting my numbers. My people coming to me for raw, straight up what I'm doing now. And I've been trying to act too much like these uppity YouTubers with the, listen, it's about the content and not
it's over with, Sanchez. Everything over with. Everything shut down. Ain't no power right now. If you got power right now, then you got some power. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me though?
Let me ask you something, Naga. You are a brother who I would consider spiritual, but you still got your you know, you
got
still
my background here.
You still a hood nigga,
man.
yeah, right. But my thing is this right here, right? From your perspective, right? Do you feel that we're in a time now where our people isn't taking advantage of, we like to say, well, divine intervention is coming for us. And I'm saying divine intervention has showed up and been waiting on us. And you
Look, check it out. A lot of y'all gonna catch up. Y'all already died. Y'all already dead. Y'all didn't make it through COVID. It's a wrap, cuz. Y'all all dead. And anybody who got senses, that's the thing. Everybody's senses was knocked off. Cause y'all didn't make it through the real explosion. Y'all gotta remember, y'all came here on the Big Bang, cuz. So look, the Big Bang, you get what I'm saying, is what the fuck you living in. You living in the explosion already. So if you ain't making past the second wave of explosions, nigga, you dead, cuz. And whatever you doing is not even what you doing. It's what somebody else doing for you. You being programmed, nigga. You being computer, cuz. Dead
And that's
homie.
what I'm telling them. That's
So
what I'm
look,
telling
I
them,
got the
man.
power though, cuz. I ain't gonna lie, I really got the power though. But we y'all only know who I am, cuz. So that ain't gonna do you no help. Feel me? And
Well,
I'll never put that out there.
hold
Dead
that
homie.
thought. Hold that thought and let me rotate to my nigga Keaton Norfolk. What's good, bro? I'm back, man. I had to take me a little old break, man.
Hey, salute my brother Bro
Hmm.
Sanchez, man. Hey, I'm
Big
glad
salute.
you back. I knew you was gonna come back strong. And I knew it wasn't gonna be long, brother. Hey, you know what? Time up, man. Hey, mask off. You gotta quit playing with these niggas because they coming into this conscious community, this conscious setting, but they not cut from the cloth. They coming for other reasons and shit. They coming to manipulate men and women into cults and all this bullshit, man. And we got to put an end to that. We got to cut their heads off. That's the only way I know how to get rid of a snake. So, we brothers in this war, man. Let's get it, bro.
That's right. So
Hey,
this what
we
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say to Keaton Norfolk and Naga, I'm gonna let you brothers speak, and then I'm gonna put y'all in the waiting room, right? And I'm gonna rotate people on. But at the end, y'all know what I do. I bring on the round table. So I really don't want y'all to go anywhere from that. But what I will say is this: you cut the head off of a snake, right? Our people
Right.
ain't the reason we ain't cut the head off the snakes because we ain't even cut the grass to see them.
and a lot of times we be the snakes. You get what I'm saying? We be the snakes. We gotta cut our own head off sometimes. You get what I'm saying? And that's what motherfuckers don't be trying to
Well,
talk about.
here's the thing, though. A person that's a snake will never. That's like me being in the boule saying, "Let me punish myself for selling out on my people." A
That's
person
fact.
that right, because a person that does that, they've already made their mind up. Listen, my people lost, and these people over here they winning, and I can't beat the winners. So let me join them to help against my people. Let me go join the oppressor because it can't beat them, join them. My people is so dumb, we'll get exterminated, right? These niggas will tell you that, like, black folks so this, so that, so that. And I will tell you that too. They'll call me a coon, but guess what? I still align myself with the very people I'm criticizing. Now, I'm finna give you something that you should look for. This is how you know who a real coon. A person that criticizes black people but don't align themselves with black people. I say a lot of shit about black people that's gonna make black people mad as a black man. But at the end of the day, I say, bro, and this is why we're gonna be exterminated. This is why we're behind. The coon is gonna say, this is why black people at the bottom. This is why y'all ain't gonna make. The coon will never put himself in the we. He will never be part of that which he's criticizing. And this is something that I don't see being taught in black YouTube, what exactly a coon is, because everybody criticizing black folks ain't a coon. But one red flag to point out is who's identifying with the group they criticizing and who's not.
Hey,
Shit,
right.
nowadays, you damn near gotta be a coon. The way these niggas be acting, you gotta act like a cracker around these niggas. Cause these niggas, I'm telling you, bro, that Charleston White shit make the most sense. Cause it's like, nigga, you niggas is burnt out. Anybody who still allowing niggas to move like niggas, they burnt out. Literally, I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah,
bro. If
that
you ain't
snake,
on no military time, then you burnt out to me. I ain't gonna cap.
that snake situation that you just explained, that was a good point because people got to realize you got to cut your own snake head off first. That's how Jesus' so-called story in the Bible when he went down to get the keys from hell. You got to destroy your root to come back up and be able to bring your mind to your body, to your reality.
You know what? I'm
So,
gonna be honest with you though, Key.
mhm,
Most people that have risen up against the system, they've already looked in the mirror and seen where the system has corrupted them ever since they was a child. So for me, what makes me get up every day and battle a beast is I realize that the beast corrupted my whole mind since I was born, and I've been robbed out of a legit, genuine experience that life owe me, and it ain't got nothing to do. It ain't. You can't blame it on nobody but the way we was raised. So, but the thing is, your parents didn't challenge the authority, the education system, none of that. Black people, this gotta stop. This is the Black YouTube trap explained. Black YouTube will not challenge the system. It will only have black men challenge black women and perpetuate gender wars. And it'll only have black people go against tethers and black people go against the white man and but never the Boule, never the Prince Halls. And that's a trick that let you know why we can't get free as a people. So the thing is, my whole thing today is to expose the fact that all of the black man organizations have waged war on women and children, his own women and children. Most of your big black organizations on YouTube that's creating content, let's take the Black Hebrews, for example. They treat their women just like Egyptian dudes. I ain't gonna say nothing about polygamy because to each his own. Some of y'all like to go there, but hey, that's them. What I will say is, though, it start to make me think that Hebrew Israelite women could be potential whores. I'm not calling Hebrew Israelite women whores. What I'm saying is, you got grown women that are part of a stable, like you're one of 10, you're bitch number 3 of 5, and you have these men living these lifestyles that's no different than rappers in some of these groups. Just like you'll look at these churches in Utah where the white pastor got 10 wives, he dating them young, and y'all will say something about it when this is literally goes on in Hebrew Israelite camps too. Not all. But let's talk about the Moors. Look how long they've been around talking about politics and law. What has that gotten us? And I gotta bring up the NOI. I ain't gonna stay on them too long. But yeah, they got another nothing burger. Listen, I'm being fair. Why would anyone be mad at me when I'm saying, listen, if I'm wrong, correct me? If you're a brother in the Nation of Islam and you saying, Sanchez, you don't know what you talking about, give me the mic and I'm finna tell you what the nation have done for the people. You can come shut me up right now, but you ain't gonna do it. I've received threats from the nation, but I never heard them say, Sanchez, you lying on us. We do stuff for the community. Because if they did, they would ignore a nigga like me. And the community will say, Sanchez, we know you lying. We can vouch for the nation. Because they come through all the time doing this, doing that. The community ain't even... If you doing something for the community will tell a nigga before you have to tell them. Like, if I'm in the hood doing something for the people, and some guy come up and say, Sanchez ain't doing them for the people, man, them people gonna come up defending me before I got to open my mouth. That don't happen for the NOI. It's always their members. But let's move on. You got the gang members telling you where gangs do some good stuff for the community. Bro, if you're not giving as much as you take, you part of the problem. And you can't show me a black organization that ain't guilty of that. Just like the pastor in the church. You had a bunch of Negroes that sold us out to vote for Donald Trump. What happened to them? I'm going to tell you right now, if you subbed up to a dude that was pushing Trump and then turned on Trump after the fact, come on now, bro. Guess what that shows you? You can't trust that person to lead you in the right direction if they made you vote for Trump and they was wrong about who he was as a person. See, people are showing y'all they ain't as smart as they try to look, because a smart man is a good judge of character. I'm a street nigga. I can look, and this is street sense. I can look at you and tell you full of shit. I'm telling you right now, if you sub to any of these black content creators and they was sucking Trump off, and now they turning on him like Candace Owens, they doing what women do. When I say men, not boys, men have a gift that boys don't got, and that is the gift to judge character. And if a man can't judge character, you ain't a fully man yet. That's like saying I can't have a discharge yet. You busting blanks. That's because you ain't fully a man yet. You got some more growing to do. You just can't throw. A man is going to tell a boy, that dude ain't right. You need to stay away from him. That's man shit. And the boy may say to the man, how you know that? That comes with growing up, becoming a man. Learning how to call bullshit is a gift that men got. Now, boys gotta develop that. Now, watch this. When Trump was running, I told y'all don't fuck with Trump from the go. I said, man, Trump is all for him and his rich buddies. And a lot of dudes was rocking with Trump, going against me, going against everyone else. And then when Trump got in there and did exactly what we said he was going to do, they turned on him like Candace Owens. And all of they people kept following him. Bro, if they was wrong about Trump, what else they wrong about? This ain't a little bitty wrong. This a big wrong. These people were so wrong, they made y'all vote for the Antichrist to get in power. What the hell? Come on now, bro. That ain't a small wrong. That's a big wrong. They put Trump in office. Now Elon run the country. Now my God. Now we going to war with Iran. Now the EPA cutting back on environmental regulations. Come on, man. Y'all voted that. And there were people like me and others, men, who went starstruck, because what do boys do? Boys get starstruck. Boys like idols. Who was pushing for Trump? The Hebrew Israelites was. Who was pushing for Trump? A lot of these red pill niggas in these manosphere spaces, in these pimp spaces. Listen, if a man can't judge another man's character, he probably can get games ran on him by a hoe.
Facts. That's a big fact.
And y'all let niggas get away with that. They let niggas, like, bro, the niggas that was wrong about Trump should have been canceled. Because that ain't a small wrong, nigga. We got that Antichrist in office. My bad, Keith. I'm just saying.
Nah, big facts, bro. You cooking right now, because a lot of dudes will become man fans, bro, rather than trying to stick for truth, standing for truth and willing to fall for truth. Person will become man fans, and they let this person's power or this person's money manipulate their perspective on standing for truth. You know what I mean? And we got to get rid of that. We got to rid the community of that. You know, we got to have a fast session, man, to get rid of this shit, bro, because it's really corrupting our youth, because they don't believe shit no more. When they look at you and your actions ain't matching the things that's coming out of your mouth, you just like a preacher in a church to them. Now they ain't listening to you, so they gonna lean on their own understanding, and all they know is survival mode, bro. So we gotta fix this thing, man.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you, we got a lot of black cults and organizations, black men working together in like armies and shit, but they ain't going to war against the enemy. They going to war against black women. They going to war against coons. And they going to war against other black men that disagree with their ideology. I'm standing back on my island calling out all the bullshit, and to the dude in the chat room that said, I'm part of black YouTube, ain't no way you been watching me for a minute, homie, because black YouTube hates me. That's like Jesse Lee Peterson. Jesse Lee Peterson is an enemy to black YouTube, and guess what? Man, Jesse Lee Peterson is allies. Now, he on a whole nother cloud than me, because I would debate him. But I'm showing you that you don't know what black YouTube is, because you would know my whole career is founded on me being the enemy of black YouTube. I got an entire playlist on my channel called Bro Sanchez versus the Black Conscious Community. So ain't no way you follow me, my brother, and you're saying that I'm part of Black YouTube, all right? But let me give a shout out to Double I, next caller on the line. Do me a favor, everyone, hit the like and share button if you can. Double I, go ahead, unmute your mic, and we're going to give you the microphone, man. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for the opportunity, brothers. It's a pleasure speaking with you. It's definitely, even from, I believe it was your last video, where you were talking about
The Stone Mountain, yeah.
you were getting into it. Damn, man, my bad. I'm trying to recall here. There's so much I want to say. These things you're hitting on. I'm definitely, even like earlier in this live, when you were hitting on, like, there's a lot of distractions, a lot of groups. And in your previous video, I believe, now it's coming to me, you were talking about like the whole prosperity and the new age thing and the manifesting.
Right.
And I'm just like, man, it's a blessing to see brothers that really get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think your message is extremely important for people that's on the journey, or like, I feel like midway through their journey. No, the journey never ends, but like, there's a lot of people that will get stuck in these distractions or get caught up in these manifestations, or I like to say the whole, apologies about that, the whole new age spirituality of taking over what certain Black, if you want to say that word, but Black people progress on truth. And I think that's a whole masquerade there. But like I said, it's whether you're hitting it on these groups. If anyone's if you're on the vibration, the frequency, come out of these groups.
I also talked about, I also seen you guys talk about in the chat room, what about FBA? Is FBA part of Black YouTube? It surely is. It is. And what did I just say? We sitting around beefing with tethers. Bro, can't nobody say I haven't called out FBA when I got videos against Tariq Nasheed. Y'all ain't being truthful. I got videos where I'm going in on all the things you don't like Tariq Nasheed for. I even got one dogging him out for being in Puff Daddy video and for defending Puff Daddy. So, bro, it ain't like I'm in a cult. I'm calling other people out. See, I can follow FBA and not be under Tariq's wing. Like I said earlier, in order for you to fly, you can't be under the next man wing. Some of y'all looking for a big brother too late in life. And I get it, you want to show respect. Ain't nothing wrong with telling your older senior, you know, those were some good jewels, OG. That was a good job you did with that knowledge right there, big bro. I'm not saying we can't use terms of endearment and have respect for one another's seniority and all that. Don't even try to make it like that. But what I'm saying is, to where you follow a certain person and they can't do nothing wrong. You follow a certain person or you in a certain organization and everything about that organization is right, ain't not one flaw in it. And if you ask the Hebrews, the Moors, any of these groups, bro, it ain't one thing in y'all teachings that you don't think we should reconsider. Nope, it's all just like the Christians. The Bible is perfect. Jesus is perfect. God is perfect. Then when you point something out, everybody got to dance. You know what I'm saying? So everybody got this perfect doctrine, all the answers to get us to the promised land, but they don't even got the solution to even galvanize Black people to deliver their message. So what I'm saying is you got all of these Black organizations that'll tell you if Black people follow us, we'll be liberated, right? But the thing about these groups that say they got all the solutions for Black people, they don't even have a solution on how to get their own message out to the world because they going to the white man for that. So you got a cheat code that can liberate black people, but your organization needs no jumper. Your organization needs Vlad TV. Your organization needs the enemy that you trying to protect black folks from. In order for you to let black folks know, here go the Messiah right here. So the Messiahs are here, y'all. They just need the devil's platform to let the people know it. So y'all can follow them because they group got the answers, right? Shout out to Adolphus. Welcome to the stream.
Hello, son. So,
Sánchez
I have a
cocinando.
question for you, OG. Can you perfectly explain to me what is the so-called quote unquote black YouTube trap, and and how can I avoid it?
That's what I've been doing the whole show.
Because
Yeah, go ahead.
because I already have a channel already.
Hmm?
It's called what is it called? Let me see.
Black
It's
what?
called it's called pragmatist. It's something. No. It's called proactionary. Proactionary because I am not a reactionary. I want to be proactionary in my content. I want to be proactionary in my thoughts, right? So I call it proactionary because that is, I want that to be a reflection of the fact that the so-called black community needs to be proactionary and not reactionary. So I was wondering if you could just put it like in a sentence and explain to me how can I avoid the trap, because
Let me ask you a
there's a
question.
wise saying, right? There's a wise saying.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
Intelligent people hit the target. I'm keep in mind. Keep in mind. I am perfection, right? It goes like this, right? Intelligent people can hit the target. Hit the target. No, hit the target that everyone will miss. Everyone will miss. But wise people hit the target no one can see.
I got you. You asking me. Show you what, hold up, you said let you know what black YouTube trap is and then how to avoid it. Now the question I was gonna ask you, how long have you been watching the show real quick? Just need to verify that.
So I would say I just got in like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes
Okay.
ago, 5 minutes ago.
All right, so check it out, right?
Because
Just
I was watching a live stream.
I'll do it for
by,
you then.
by I was just no, excuse me. I was just listening to a live stream by the Black Authority about Elon Musk wanting to have a third political party.
Let me grab the mic back. Let me do some real. A third political party backed up by black folks. That's a waste of time.
How's that a waste of time?
Yeah, black folks don't need a political party. We need a change of the political system. Yeah, it don't matter what party come or what party go if the system stays the same. Yeah, because I'm going to tell you right now, the system we got is a theocratic government where when you swear into the office, you ain't swearing in to the American people, you're swearing in to the American private corporations. And that's why you put that yarmulke on and kiss the Wailing Wall, because all of the forefathers whose wealth is at the foundation of the Western world, that what we call the elite, the families that run the world, they empires built off these ancient men, and their legacy is told through religious texts, which is why the president put his hand on the Bible. He put all of a sudden, it don't matter if he was a Baptist, it don't matter if he was a Lutheran, they all become Jews and they go to practice in Judaism once they swear in and become president. Y'all ain't never peeped that? Because the thing about this, no, the president's seat is a puppet seat. That means the person in that seat is gonna carry out a pre-written plan and script, and ain't nobody doing what they want to do, even though they fooling the people like, hey, you put this man in office, and he did all of that. That's the fall man. Just like Trump getting a lot of hate, but he's only doing what his big brothers told him to do. But the world's so dumbed down, they will say, man, I'm not supporting Trump anymore, like all these knuckleheads that got y'all to vote for Trump, and now they don't even rock with the man. Come on, man, I would have problems with my homeboy for that. I'd be like, bro, you brought me around a traitor. You vouched for this man. You gave him the stamp of approval. You was arguing with everybody else from the hood that was saying we don't trust him. And now this man that infiltrated and took over and turned everything around, and you think we still finna listen to you? And that's what's only on YouTube, only in social media. That's how come I know a lot of these folks live in a social media reality. They don't, but if you would keep, and here go a jewel, keep the same mentality you had that kept you alive in the streets on the YouTube shit. It'll really, you see what I'm saying? And it'll keep you ahead of the knuckleheads, because I was saying from the jump, man, I don't trust Trump. But guess what? It was popular back then, and for the algorithm for niggas to say, man, Trump like black folks. Trump that nigga. Trump smooth. See, that was a trend. Bright ass red MAGA hat on. I didn't fall for the trend and for the conservative uprise in the Candace Owens era, which is long gone. That was short. We was telling y'all then, because when you street went, and this ain't street minded. Let me quit talking stupid. That ain't street minded. That's just intelligence, intuition. When you know that a person don't mean me no well, and another man next to you say, he good, man. A dude like that'll get you killed, man. But y'all don't look at that like that online. That man had a whole hood trusting a damn police. Oh, he good. This is my boy, man. I'm telling you, he good. And next thing you know, you don't even fuck with the nigga no more. That's the Trump effect. We don't look at it like that. But see, this is one of those things about black YouTube I gotta point out. Black YouTube is your Candace Owens supporters. Your think about even Tariq Nasheed subliminally supports Donald Trump. He's getting those immigrants out of here, brother. But at first you was talking about tangibles though. So FBA went from reparations to he getting the immigrants out. And it's all, like I said, here's my main summary for the not falling for the black YouTube trap. Realize most of these big black popular YouTubers are part of the controlled opposition. They part of the boule. And this is how you can
wait. Say it one more time.
They're controlled opposition. They're part of the boule, and this is how you know who they are. Always look at where they're directing the people's energy to. Get your pencil and paper out, because y'all will be asking me some dumb shit later, like, how do I avoid it? Bro, you gotta quit cutting me off, man. Especially when I'm telling you to get your pen and paper out so you can get this game I'm giving you.
I'm trying to do that.
Listen, now write this down. This is how you know who's part of the ops.
Wait. I need to get my notebook first.
You can rewind it, man. I gotta continue with this shit, man. So this is how you know who the ops, right? Look at the end of the day when they get you all riled up and mad, where do they get everyone to direct that at? Is it toward the system of power and the elite? Is it toward the hierarchy empowering you? Is it toward this system that is creating autopilot effect that oppresses us? It's a system, y'all. It ain't necessarily individuals. what everyone is reacting to the results of a system that's socially engineering our reality. So it can predict everything that's gonna unfold for the most part, is way more intelligent than we think. But let me just say here, always how you know if someone boule or from a fraternity or part of some brotherhood, look at where they directing your energy to. Because they're directed, if you're a black man, they'll get you all riled up, and then they'll say, see, when they broke up the family household, they did a number on the black woman. And the black woman is our worst enemy right now. The black woman shouldn't be able to speak for herself. She shouldn't be able to think for herself. She needs the black man guidance for everything. Bitch, shut up, get in the back seat. We doing you like how God did Eve in the Bible. Because she's a dumb hoe that messed the man up. Get back here. You're getting demoted. This Sharia law, we're becoming China. At the same time this is happening, what else is happening in China? What's happening in America? In China, they don't got trademark laws and they don't guard intellectual property. So if you go to China with a good idea, even if you got a patent for it, the Chinese can steal your idea and copy your shit, and you just got to go to war with them. Now, who gonna go to war with China? That's why China can bootleg everybody's shit and ain't nobody gonna do nothing about it. Because they don't gotta respect our patent laws if they got the most biggest powerful military and shit. What you gonna do? So, but the whole thing is this. Why am I bringing that up when I said we're becoming China? With artificial intelligence, just like with the music industry right now. They're finna deregulate a lot of laws. Like what Trump doing with the EPA, he's about to do that to intellectual property under the guise of I'm making this thing free. It's happening right now as AI roll out. They're gonna have to rewrite the laws on what's intellectual property or not. For example, with Timbaland, right? He's getting sued for stealing training artists, using his artist material to train his AI, right? But the legalities are so intricate because AI is still new. Spotify doing the same thing. It's a lot of cutthroat stuff going on with music, even on YouTube. YouTube is doing what Spotify doing, which is they're populating their platforms with AI bots. And even though they regulate us for using AI, you got viral playlists on Spotify that are AI artists, and Spotify ain't doing nothing about it. That's against their guidelines. You know what that means? Because listen, Spotify can make more money by populating its platform with AI music than even fucking with humans right now. It's a glitch in the game. Spotify milking it. Guess what YouTube doing? YouTube it's so many AI YouTube video channels out there. You don't even know they AI. They look real as hell, but it ain't a real person. It ain't a real room they in. It is I did a video about it. I'm gonna share some more about it in the future. AI content is starting to be more than is getting created more than human content. And the quality, you can't compete with it with the rate that AI pumping out the YouTube videos. Same with the human music artists trying to compete with the AI music artists. We're becoming obsolete while the black leaders are getting us to focus on bull crap and keeping the gender wars and the divisiveness going on. No black brotherhood has black people's plight in mind. They all trying to enrich themselves in their organization. They are often 501(c) in the bed with the state, which makes them a business, even if they're non-profit. This is facts. They're a corporation. And guess what they're milking? Not cows, but people. Stupidity, attention. Why are we getting dumber? Because in the age we're in now, attention is lucrative. And to get people's attention, you got to do something funny, something stupid, something dumb. You don't get people attention by saying, hey, look at this equation I figured out. In this world, So because of that, even smart people ain't in the business of wisening up the masses. Even the smartest people in the world are helping to keep us not dumb, because it ain't about getting them smart. It's about getting them entertained, keeping their attention so we can run ads, so we can have a pitch at the end of this. That's where the world going to. Capitalism is mutating into a goddamn monster that's so ugly. And this is what happened to the Egyptians. This is what happened to the Babylonians. The system that we're in, it ain't nothing new. This system have been tried so many times, and it has failed in the same way. History repeats itself over and over again, because the people at the top ain't gonna say we're insane because we keep doing the same thing and expecting different results, because they're under a damn spell. They don't want maintaining the status quo is their game. They want to keep destroying and rebuild, resetting everything. That's how you keep people dumbed down for generations and ages. Because soon as the people wake up, that's when technology gets the most advanced to rock them back to sleep, to blur the lines between what's real and fake. Who's real and fake? Who's for you and against you? The time we moving in now, if you don't got your spiritual eyes you open, you won't see nothing. If you ain't got your spiritual ears open, you'll listen, but you ain't gonna hear shit. You'll hear, but you won't listen. See what I'm saying? So the thing is this right here. You know, it's very important I do streams like this, because when it comes to this attention-based economy that we moving into, there's a lot going on in so-called Black YouTube to trap you, to keep you in a loop of content that feel like your soul is eating, when your soul is very malnutrition while your brain is being entertained. If your soul is waking up, the knowledge that you're consuming is going to shake the inside of you. Everyone know when you under the bed sleeping, it is not comfortable to get woke up by the alarm clock. The people that saying, yeah, my eyes is open and I'm waking up, it shouldn't feel comfortable. If everything is peaches and cream, I would have to question if you even waking up at this time. That may sound harsh, but I'm saying anyone that's waking up and they're verbal and vocal about it, the world is laughing at that. They even got an anti-woke movement going on. The most popular content on YouTube now is against woke culture. The term woke culture. We got to get rid of. Bro, this is like we've landed in a parallel reality, because over a decade ago, everyone wanted to be woke. Woke is something that was created by real black revolutionaries that was telling other black slaves, you should be hip to the fact that these white people in power don't really care about you in the South and all that. It's a term that evolved from African American vernacular, or, you know, Aboriginal vernacular. It's often politically charged. Initially, it signified awareness of social injustices, particular racial inequality, systematic discrimination. When you talk, see, you got a lot of folks that was supporting Trump, and Trump was all against woke culture and black folks complaining about inequalities and all that. And guess what he did when he got in office? He got rid of affirmative action. He got rid of all these things that was benefiting your specific race, and doubled down on giving the small hats more things to benefit theirs. Trump convinced black people that if you want to be treated equally, let me take things away from you. You don't need affirmative action. And a lot of these black conservatives were saying, hey, you need to take away affirmative action. These Negroes is lazy. They should have to earn it like every other race. This is how we were saying. Even though the small hats don't earn nothing, everything was given to them because they got a bogus book that they forged themselves into, and their God that is promising them all the wealth on the earth, and they're on world crusades, been on it for a long time. They ain't work for nothing. They manipulated their way to the top. But you had a whole conservative movement that was anti-woke culture. And even the guys that turned on Trump still hold those sentiments, most of them. And their whole alliance with Trump was based upon the fact that, hey, I feel the same way about these niggas that you feel, Trump. And they would have to tell you Trump ain't racist. Y'all just is lazy. Y'all mad he telling the truth. See, Trump tell it like it is. And that's why black people mad. See, the black people that support the man got to tell you everything that the white supremacists say about you is true. That's why we rock with them, because unlike the Democrats, they smile in your face and they ain't gonna tell you the truth. That's what, and they would, you see what I'm saying? So my whole thing is this right here. If the whole world is against woke culture, what's the opposite of woke? Sleep. You don't got to come out and say, I'm part of sleep culture. All you got to do is come out and say, I'm against woke culture. Tell me I'm lying. You don't got, instead of y'all saying we pushing sleep, nigga, we want the world sleep. We want everybody rock the hell to sleep. That'll look stupid. Everybody'll be like, what the hell? No, man, that don't sound right. Sleep culture. So the next best thing is to say we're against woke culture. If you against niggas waking up, then what are you for? Them being sleep. It ain't no. So that's what I'm saying. They ain't gotta say that. Like we ain't really, because they can't say, yeah, our job is to keep y'all asleep and arguing with each other, divided. They can't say we pushing sleep culture over here. They gotta say we just against woke culture. Them the people that think everything a conspiracy. Them the people that think women should have the same power as men. Them the people that think, you know, anything that's outside of the barbarian shit that the Crusaders indoctrinated us with when they came to our paradise that was lost. Let me share the mic. I have more people on the call with me that would like to interject. So let me be a good host and allow other people to build besides myself. And if you would like to join this round table and have your voice heard, come right up. You don't have to agree with me. Peace and love to everyone. Let me give a shout out to Flat Erie, Flat Power. Thank you for your donation. And to Jay Scaramella and to Irene Hafliger and to everyone that supported the show. Thank you. I'll yield.
I just wanted to say, bro, you know, about the whole woke situation. That's just a first step. We got to start understanding processes and how to level up from one point to the next. See, when you wake up, just because you woke up in the bed, you still may not be aware that there's a fire in the kitchen. So we've moved past the point of wokeness. Like you said, we've been woke since the 70s, since the 60s, since the 70s. So now those other people are woke too. So now they ridiculing and mocking us. So now that we've been woke, now we have to be aware. Because you wake up, you stretch, but when you become aware is when you start to smell and say, I smell something. What's that? See, now you're aware. See, then we can move to the next step to where we're actually going towards the kitchen to put the fire out. And I yield the floor.
Right. So salutes to that, Key. We have Brooklyn joining. We got Toby, Rob joining.
What up, G? Ayo.
What's good?
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in a good 10 minutes. Shit, I
Okay.
just thought I saw you was online.
Now, people, if you would like to interject, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to also. That's part of the problem too. Another thing we got to do is learn how to articulate ourselves and come onto these platforms that we don't agree with. We got to get out of the cult mind. Drop a one if you learned a lot from what I'm saying today. Let me answer this person name. Let me answer the LT real quick. Somebody said, what do we learn from any of this? I don't know what the hell you learned, But I can guarantee you, if I ask any individual what they learned, they can get their pen and paper out and give you a bunch of points I've made. And you know what I'm saying? So the whole thing about this, you can't speak for yourself in a classroom where, excuse me, you can't speak for everybody in a classroom where the teacher's teaching and you didn't learn shit. When a student didn't learn shit because they got some against the teacher, they tend to say, well, then nobody else learned shit neither, right? They project, and so they will say something like, what do we learn from any of this? Imagine that happening in a classroom setting. That'll be a dumb question, right? The question would be, hey, each student, tell me what you learned from what I just said. And if every student say, I ain't learned shit, now then the teacher looks bad. But if one student stand up and say, what did we learn from it? And the whole class say, we learned something, I learned something, I learned something, I learned something, then you're a dumb student. That ain't a dumb teacher. Facts, right?
Or maybe they're just ahead. Maybe they learned it already and it was a renewal. Just a possibility, maybe.
And if that's the case, then guess what I recommend them doing? Catching us up with where you at. Instead of seeing us where you used to be and you know something we don't know, quit being so egotistical. If you got some knowledge that if everything I said, you already heard it, and you got something that we ain't heard, then come up here and give us that, and you helping us out, bro. So at the end of the day, you still wrong and you still part of the problem with that kind of energy.
And I agree with what you said about us not agreeing on everything. It's a cult in itself. It definitely needs to come with different perspectives and be understanding that different perspectives are going to come with different variations and different methods used to get their conclusions. And too many of our people, even when we start getting knowledge, think those people are not what we would call a small minority throughout all of our people need to think the same in the same exact way, and we don't. But man, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot you're hitting on, Sanchez. I just definitely want to say, man, I definitely support the work you're doing out here with the people.
Oh, yeah.
But one thing I do want to say though before I mute my mic again is I think if you want to say the government or whatever entity you want to call them, knows very well, and I believe so. Not really believe so much, but for sure I know that humans, let's just say, or a certain group of people cannot actually get smarter. You can become more aware, more conscious, and expand your perspective, but you cannot get what they would say go from a one intelligence to the next. You already have a certain allocated intelligence, and you're just becoming more aware or enlightened to that, depending on where you're at in your soul journey. But I don't think humans can necessarily become smarter. And the government knows that and manipulates that energy well to keep them on a cycle. And that's why we look at them as dead or zombies or whatever. Like, why can't you get this? Or like, what does it take for you to get this? And some just are on a automatic will.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate everybody.
That's my take on that.
And one thing I'm gonna do, man, I'm gonna spice it up. When I talk about the black YouTube trap, and when I talk about how all of these organizations, they are all gatekeepers. They're all gatekeepers. When you get rid of all these organizations and start thinking for yourself, which is what I push over here. I'm not an organization. I'm not government affiliated. I'm a dude that's telling you don't believe none I'm saying, prove me wrong, and do your own research. That's the opposite of what cult leaders do. So when I say in the chat room, most of these groups over black people are there to keep us regressing spiritually, man. And this is facts, to keep you, most of the things that you're worried about in your life and your concerns aren't even yours. They were given to you by an organization. You got a whole group of guys out there that'll tell you the number one problem is black women. That's something that was implanted into them. They'll tell you got a bunch of people that'll tell you the number one problem is the white man. That's a lie. The number one problem for black people is the gate guards that's over you, that's working with the system of all colors of men to enrich themselves at the expense of their own people. That right there is the biggest problem to us.
Yo,
the biggest, yeah.
And I got one real quick. The one thing that I noticed is the way that they want to screw up the ancient spirituality and mislead people away from the truth of it. There's two things that I notice about the religions that are predominantly black right now. The 5% nation and the ones that talk about knowledge of self. Both things are adulterated, because when I was in like college, my counselor pulled me in an office and said, "You graded the top 5% of the nation in writing and reading comprehension." I was like, "What the hell?" I didn't know what the hell they were talking about, because I didn't even try to do that, you know. But then I realized that like certain people are in the 5%. A lot of the listeners of this show are 5%ers. So we're the real 5%. They got a bunch of people in a religion call themselves the 5%ers, but they're not. They're in the 70%. You know what I mean? They're 88ers or whatever. So that's one thing. A real 5%er, they're the smartest people, but the most intuitive too. And they're just different. And they get targeted. They're a threat. And then another thing, knowledge of self. They talk about the self, but that's the ancient yogic term for the real God, which is you on your most foundational level. That's yourself, the true like the intelligence that all life pertains to. When any animal, any creature dies, they go back to being the self, the pure awareness.
Wrap it up, Roman. Wrap it up. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's knowledge of self. They talk about knowledge of self, but they don't know what the self is at all, because they don't study yoga. And they also talk about being 5%, but they ain't 5%.
Appreciate that, Sacred Knowledge. Now, let me just say this. I want to answer a couple of legitimate questions in the joint. Someone said, it's all of black YouTube. Let me go back and read this verbatim. I don't want to put words in their mouth like I'm feeding them alphabet soup. Let me see here. It says something. Sanchez is all of black YouTube part of the problem, some to that nature. Go and read the video description. I said every black organization is an enemy to black people. That's my theory and my belief. Drop a 1 if you rock with that. My thing, if your organization ain't for us, it's against us. I can make that decision with simplicity. It ain't a big math project. It's simple as, if you ain't for me, you against me, because you milking the people, but you ain't for them. And all of you black organizations ain't organized to get black people to the next level. You organized to enrich yourselves. And I'm not no naive dummy that's just gonna believe anything otherwise, because I see that things for black people ain't getting no better, even though these organizations getting more richer. Put 2 and 2 together. What are y'all really there for? Because if y'all ain't part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And they ain't part of the solution, because shit'll be solved if we got this many black organized men. But see, everybody in bed with the same people that they complaining about. So that's what I'm talking about, and that's going over y'all head. Hit the link. Let's debate it. Somebody says, Sanchez, am I a part of the black YouTube? I keep telling you that. If you don't know me, you just wouldn't know. But all of my subscribers will tell you from day one, I've never been an ally to what you would call the black conscious community or black YouTube. So asking stuff like that shows your ignorance, not my hypocrisy. Why would I be going in on communities that I'm a part of? Wouldn't that be stupid? Like common sense, right? I got playlists that's older than 5 years, videos 5+ years old, of me been calling out the black conscious community, black YouTube, the black organizations. Drop a one if you know. Even my enemies will drop a one on that one. Like, yeah, that is true. He been talking shit about all of the black community and all that. Yeah, I'm one of the biggest critics of it. This ain't new. So quit in the chat room asking me, am I part of this something that I'm criticizing? I consider myself a black man, for lack of better words. But at the same time, black YouTube and black social media space is a whole nother clique that's controlled by the boule. And you wouldn't know that if you ain't a content creator. Stay in your place. I don't go to your job telling you how shit work, and you ain't gonna come to mine telling me. I know how the politics go in my profession. Been doing it over 10 years, thank you very much. That's right. Anybody else wanna? Yeah, they act like the white social media place is controlled by Viacom and Big Brother, but the black one is just free. It's liberated, whatever he want to do. Naive people. But let me go ahead and share the mic. Too many people on the call for me to hog it. So whoever, let me see. Hold on. Did I get anybody new on the call? Hey, shout out to the sister Demi as always. Thank you for joining.
Oh, peace. Peace, everybody. Peace, Sanchez.
Sure. Let's play the
Yes.
video clip. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Speak your mind.
No. Go ahead. Because this is, I'm glad. I just want to know what inspired you to, the title, what inspired you?
I've been away from YouTube. I ain't been making content. I've been taking a break. But I have been peeking in on black YouTube overall because I'm sub to all these channels. And I said, you know what? I'm going to address black people, not black content creators. I'm going to show black people where we're doing wrong. It's becoming into personality worship to where you've been to these platforms to where the content, even with mine sometime, and I broke down the barrier that would have made me God. And I said, bro, I'm just bro. Basically, I made a very like we on a living room couch type setting over here. Whereas other platforms would never give up there's this thing to where when this content creator is like an idol in a lot of ways. If they can maintain that stigma, that star-like effect that they have on their subs, they can really go far. I didn't do that. I tore mine down. I said, don't look at me like no celebrity. Don't look at me like that. And the way that I would do that is to put such a barrier in between me and y'all to where I'm up here, y'all down there. I don't do a lot of community interactions. When I do, they're very biased, controlled. No debates will ever be accepted, right? Just my narrative, no and you will actually, that's the whole cult-like route to go, because when you're in a cult, you don't got facts and truth. So you don't really want to welcome a lot of outside influence over your cult, because you know if someone with the light on come through in that darkness, they gonna wake up a lot of your people. And that the truth got a better turnover rate than the lie, because you can't unsee the truth. Everybody that found out 2 + 2 was 4, they never went back to believing anything else. The truth is what it is.
Facts. Good looking out, Sanchez.
But, I want to play this real quick, man. I said I'm going to play some random clips, and I also told people to send me some on my Gmail. I'm going to open that up, too. You see here.
Hebrew Israelites, there are many different facets. So there are some people who do their own thing. There are what we call the camps, which is what you're most likely to see on the streets, so organized groups. And the core central claim from the Hebrew Israelites is that enslaved black peoples are the original Hebrews of the Bible. So whoever was shipped on those boats were Hebrews.
We're not.
The revelation that has come to them, or the awakening.
And let me say something about that real quick. You know why black people ain't? That's like saying we the real three bears in the Goldilocks story. There's no such thing as the real three bears. It's all some story shit. This identity that you identify with called JEWS, you can't show it to me outside of biblical literature, Judaism, and the Torah and all that. If it was something my ancestors was identifying with, you'll be able to show it to me in the Olmec world, the Mayan world, the indigenous people, the tribal people with the bones in their noses. Why they ain't got small hats and leprechaun shoes on? Huh? Why they ain't saying, where's me shillings? They don't deal with shekels and coins. How is this our culture? Black people saying we want to be real Hebrews is like a black woman playing the wicked witch of the East. We the real wicked witch of the East. Well, the witch wasn't really real. It's a fucking story. A black woman can play the character all she want, and that won't make that shit real in Sanchez's eyes. Maybe in y'all's. They thought they can chocolate coat Jesus and make him real with me, but nah, I ain't dumb like the rest of the world. Yeah, man, when people stop believing in these idols, they just chocolate coat. The black man is God. Well, you know, God ain't. You talking about it's a black dude in the sky looking over a world. You saying it ain't a white dude up there in the clouds looking over the earth. It's a black dude up there doing it. I'm saying ain't no nigga in the clouds looking over the earth. What, you dummies? Jesus was a black man. Didn't no man walk on water, sir. It's a story. Jack and the Beanstalk was a black man. You know that Goldilocks was originally a black woman. See, stuff like that is the black YouTube trap. The black YouTube trap right there. That's right. Shout out to Thug Rob. Let's lock in. Nice being able to vibe with you for sure. I'm showing y'all all these snare stuff when I was coming up trying to find a connection to the ancestors. Y'all ain't connecting to the ancestors. Y'all are connecting to little black YouTube cults that's built upon some sort of Abrahamism.
That's what I'm saying. They distorted it though. That's what they got that from yoga, like man is God, but that is really saying the self is God. So they took that and then they turned it into something else. It's crazy. I get it, but it's like a distortion of the original doctrine or whatever, you know.
See, for me, bro, I have a picture of my mama. My mama been passed, right? But I have a picture of her. As soon as I walk in my house, that's who I talk to. I don't know what God sees. These niggas surfing some weird ass YouTube. Man, I don't know, bro. I just
now,
can't.
let me tell you something.
Type of shit niggas be on.
See, the people who this conversation right here is what get the ancestors excited. The ancestors is waiting for voices like this to lift up and show black people you ain't on your ancestor side. And it's uncomfortable because I'm going against our norm, which is the black Greek laddered mindset. The I look black but think white. I think like the system designed my mind to think. I don't think like my ancestors. I think like a consumer. And anyone come shake up that status quo, that norm, they're gonna face what I'm facing by black people. Boy, this is negative. This is anti-black. See what I'm saying? But they should say this goes against tradition. This goes against everything we've been doing. You saying do something different. Yep, that's the opposite of insanity. We want different results, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want the uncomfortability of doing something different, right? So I want a big chest, but it's uncomfortable to work out every day. But a nigga saying Sanchez trying to push me to work out, man, that's man, you against your people, man. I'm just against you still doing the same shit, saying you want a swoller chest. I ain't the enemy. I'm just uncomfortable, that's all. But uncomfortability ain't necessarily an enemy.
Dude, uncomfortability builds a fucking warrior. How can you live outside? Let me put it like this: it, if you live comfortable every day, you ain't gonna never fucking accomplish anything. You're comfortable every day, but being put in a situation where your brain have to react, your body have to react. You gonna get stronger. You're gonna get fucking stronger, and that's what most of these people don't realize that.
So,
That's why I look up to people who've been through a lot of stuff.
and that's the thing, like a lot of guys too, and you gotta understand something, man. We're in an age now of people protecting toxic identities in our community. I'm gonna give you a good one. Let me quit trying to make it sweet. Um, there's smoke that people have. I talked about my thing about the Nation of Islam, and then we're gonna go to the Moors. We did the Hebrews. We're gonna finish this Hebrew video too. But the Nation of Islam smoke, one of the biggest smokes, right? They'll throw Malcolm X under the bus. They'll say he's a traitor. He turned on a black organization, right? For trying to give women a voice who said that Elijah Muhammad had done some foul things to him. You know, you have people out there that criticize PDF files, and they'll tell you when a child is talking, an underage woman say, this old man touched me. We ain't gonna just ignore it, but you don't have to say that she just telling the truth either. But anybody that just say the man that gives that woman a voice is wrong, he might be a PDF file. Because that's what Malcolm did. Malcolm interviewed two women that made claims about Elijah Muhammad that the Nation of Islam wanted to silence. They even kicked them women out the nation. Anybody want to talk about this? Let's do it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I definitely want to talk about that, brother. That's my direct right with, and when you notice I'll be quiet when it comes to the NOI and the Nation of Islam and all that whole situation. But the fact that Malcolm's death is justified for giving those women a voice, that's unsettling to me. I can't stand with that. Because
That,
even in the
yeah,
game violence, they make them worse than the game. Because even the gang on DP you first, you get beat up first. You don't get it wasn't worth it wasn't worth being unalive. You see where I'm coming from? So that's a
yeah,
major point that we really need to point out and really dissect, good brother.
yeah. The moment you say you got, and the thing about people didn't go against Malcolm when he was alive. A lot of niggas who wouldn't have confronted Malcolm when he was alive would talk about dead men and pump their chests out like they doing something after the fact, right? Yelling at the mic and shit. And the thing is this right here, right? Let's talk about Malcolm X for a minute. Zoom shouldn't be asking for a passcode. I'm going to put the link out here, but check this out. Let's talk about Malcolm X for a minute. When Malcolm X was alive, the NOI didn't say you lying, you're a traitor, or none of that, because Malcolm had dirt on the minister. No niggas was coming out saying what they saying about Malcolm after the fact that he dead, because he knew something. He gave a voice to people that, and if you didn't do none of them girls, you would give them the mic. You would tell them, bro, this is a lie. You would, come on now, you trying to silence it, then you kill a man. People will say he deserved to die for giving them women a voice, right? That's like somebody saying you deserve to die because you was saying something about Diddy. Who you for, the victim or the creep? But y'all, that's why I say it's a lot of toxic information in these spaces under the guise of masculinity, the brotherhood, protecting the damn. That's that fraternity way of thinking. Now you got to think about this too. Never ever, and a lot of niggas finna get mad what I'm about to say now.
Can I say something on that Sanchez real quick?
Real quick, you got it for sure. You
I
got to go
argue
ahead.
that comes from not the original Greeks or what you would call the Romans, but those who came after, who took some shit. I argue that comes from that culture, and I like to call that organized homosexuality. But nothing against, gays or whatever. I'm just stating it is what it is. But that whole masculine thing and with the groups, it's all about the boys and doing everything.
Yeah, it's
That's
ego.
government programming too, to get the woman away from the man. But I call that organized homosexuality.
I'm gonna play this real quick.
The egg ritual in fraternities involves line brothers spitting an egg in each other's mouths. DNA is transferred through the saliva. Demons enter through the spit. These demons don't leave until you renounce your fraternity.
Now that's,
The egg ritual.
I ain't gonna just be making up all that kind of stuff. I ain't gonna say it ain't true, but the point of it is, why am I pulling this up? Because one of the other traps of black YouTube is listening to fraternity niggas. Y'all shouldn't listen to a man that will go through something like this just to be part of the brotherhood. Any kind of ritual that a man got to go through just so he can be clicked up with that mean you ain't a man. You willing to embarrass yourself because you can't stand alone like a man should be able to do to keep his dignity. Don't trust fraternal ass niggas because they will keep secrets for the brotherhood at the expense of the people. Because young boys going to college are getting turned out in these frats. And they learning how to keep a secret so they ain't telling mom and daddy back home what's really going on in these fraternal lodges. This going on in Hollywood and every place where you see this money at. Remember who got the most money in the world? The Rainbow Group. And that's why at the top of all these industries, they want a black man to do some compromising to get to the next level. I'm telling you, if you getting your information from a dude that was in a fraternity, one of these college boys, that kind of guy right there, think about this, right? What I'm telling you, right? Look at what they going through to be part of that shit, and you think they won't die for it? Dude, I'm telling you, they saying be loyal to the brotherhood, not the people. See, that's the difference. I'm loyal to the people. What I'm doing now can get me in trouble with the brotherhoods. It's making me enemies of all these black powerful groups that are in cahoots with each other to keep y'all evolving spiritually. And they so aggressive and so ambitious when it comes to capitalism and getting ahead in the world, and that's dangerous. A black man that wants this shit that bad. That's why you get these niggas in these top key places that's gate guards that done strange things to be there, and Cat Williams told y'all that. But when Sanchez tell it, everybody want to challenge me, but Cat Williams can tell it and he the hero. He didn't say nothing no different than what I'm saying in my own way here. So I'm giving, because guess what? Black YouTube got a lot of Rolling Marlins, A5A, frat dude. It's a lot of different frats out there. I told you, bro. Ask these dudes. You was in a frat? Have you ever hung out at a fraternal lodge, my nigga? Because that's enough to make me not even listen to your ass. That's like saying you went to a Diddy party, as far as I'm concerned. Let's go ahead with the next caller, please.
Oh, the lady was saying it's ego. I don't know if she was saying something else. I think she was responding.
That's enough to make me not even listen to your ass. Go ahead. I'm sorry, that was somebody joining.
Peace, bro. I've been a subscriber, and everybody on the panel too. Peace. I've been a subscriber to you for about maybe like 7 years, and I don't know anything about the YouTube world, like you say, your career. So I guess that's where my questions would be coming from about what is the Black YouTube trap, and is there a white YouTube trap?
I got you right now. So
Hmm.
the Black YouTube trap is when you go online. See, this society already divided and conquered us. When I say something you disagree with, cut me off, sister, because I want us to be on the same page with where I'm laying this with right here so I can make my next point. Society already put us against each other. Man versus woman, black versus white, the old man versus the teenager, in so many ways of division. Even the goddamn the baby boomer versus this they got the generational divisions now. It's so much stuff. You know, it's just crazy. But here go the thing. What happens is with the Black YouTube trap, when a black man go on YouTube and say, I want to actually batter myself with this content, what happens is he end up doubling down on his own societal, social, his, what would I say, pre-programmed social engineered mindset. So we're born a certain way to be divided so that no one rise against the system. You go online seeking quote unquote enlightenment, and you find yourself in some group living out a socially engineered profile for a stereotype. Rather you say, well, I'm gonna spend my life arguing for black people, or that's Black YouTube, or I'm gonna spend my life saying white people have had enough in this country. Black fatigue, that's white YouTube. It's basically you going out here getting in your box that the social engineers built for your mind to keep the system going while we all fight about dumb shit. And so they got to have gate guards in every race so that when you go online and look for the person that's the teacher or the leader, the spokesman, you end up on one of these channels that's directing your energy to hate somebody that's doing just as worse as you. For example, you end up on a channel where you celebrating that immigrants are leaving America because Trump kicking the immigrants out, and you saying, oh yeah, my group happy about that because these immigrants taking our jobs, when really AI about to take all of our jobs. AI about to take away the music industry. Hollywood ain't gonna need real actors no more or real sets. Shit finna get crazy, and you thinking that another human is your damn worry, when the people in power want you to think that while they slowly slide the digital government in. Your biggest threat ain't, but they'll make you mad at somebody else that's coming from a third world country while Elon is in government doing what the hell he wanna do, turning America to China. They'll make you look over here and your black leaders will help them do it. They'll say, yeah, we need to focus on these immigrants, not the fact that we just went to war with Iran and it ain't got nothing to do with us. But no, they'll tell you the immigrants protests ain't got nothing to do with black people while they suck Trump off, and they ain't gonna tell you that, well, Israel's plight ain't got nothing to do with us either. The small hats plight ain't got nothing to do with black people either, but we giving them way more than we giving some damn immigrant on a banana boat, man. But they'll get you, and this is what the Boule agenda is. You come on here, you think you woke and that I'm an adult, I'm watching the responsible content because it lets me know black women ain't shit. The women is the problem, or feminism is the problem. Or if you're a woman, toxic masculinity, these men do. You see what I'm saying? When really the system, everybody step back and see we all reacting to social engineering. And while we waste time bickering about all that, look at what the system doing in front of our eyes, dog. They just deregulated 80 environmental protection laws that were supposed to be protecting the water we drink and air we breathe. And a dude will still look you in your face and tell you the black woman the biggest problem, the white man the biggest problem, versus the system you in with everybody working together, all of these brotherhoods gotta work together for this thing to go like a well-oiled machine. If the boule ain't doing their job, then black people gonna wake up and start calling out what the system doing. But that ain't gonna happen because black people using our energy to call out tethers, immigrants, to call out other black people, to call out every other black man but the gate guards like what Sanchez doing. You see, I'm waging war on all the organizations that have enriched themselves while our communities keep getting worse and worse. I'm doing no different than what y'all should be standing up against these church pastors saying, bro, how are you adding another extension onto your church when it's 50 more abandoned buildings in the hood? Homeless people is laying on the damn road all over this place, shit shutting down, the city going down, but the pastor house look good as hell. The church, woo, is big as hell, right? They getting rid of the parks for the children, but they building more churches. Think about this now. The whole thing I'm telling y'all is there's a group of black men that are enriching themselves or selling us a dream and misdirecting our energy towards shit that's not serving us. I'm calling them out for it. And they know I'm on to who they are. I'm showing you their agenda. It's simple, but it's effective. If you look around you and you see that we're divided and conquered, I'm showing you how simple it is to do that. It's an algorithm, man. If a person already going online and had a bad experience with a woman, they gonna go online and look for content to make them say women ain't shit. If a person already had a bad experience with the Democratic Party, they gonna go online and look for content that say the Democrats ain't shit, and you gonna get a big rise in the conservative movement, which we did. This is a result of social engineering in the digital age. You think you using YouTube and that shit using you. It's telling you what to love, what to hate. You putting like on a video and that you don't even like that. This is what I'm telling you. You don't even know if what you like and dislike is your own likes and dislikes. You don't even know if the fights that you wake up every day fighting is something you're legitimately passionate about, or it's just something you got angry about, because passion and anger are different, and we mistake that all the time. When you have enough anger, that will lead to you saying, I want to know who my enemy is. Black people don't know who their real enemy is. It's right in front of their face, man. We got a alliance of black organizations that are allied with the enemy to keep black people down, which is why you see the religious entities on the biggest nothing-ass platforms shucking and jiving. You see these the lines of everything is getting blurred, like when T.D. Jakes was hanging out with Puff Daddy. When you got these Moors and Hebrews hanging out with the rappers and gangsters and all that shit. And you got to always ask yourself, who are giving you Christ-like energy and who giving you Hollywood vibes? To get your pen and paper out, I'm giving y'all, people say, you want to know who's who, what's what? I'm speaking from the heart tonight. You want to know what the black YouTube trap is? We've been online for over a decade, and none of these black men came together online, and none of these organizations would listen to do nothing that we can point out and say, take that to the system. We got black men meeting up every year for summits to talk shit about women that they said ain't even important to them in these red pill spaces. You got niggas having players balls and pimps conventions and toasting it up when the world going to war. You got black men out here working out, getting their gun skills right, and all along in their mind, they got another black man in mind of why they motivated. You see, That's what I'm saying. That's the enemy. That's what I'm telling you. You got a bunch of gate guards at the top with the enemy. All of their hate is toward their own people. How, and what did the enemy say? What do the small hats want our people to believe? That everything we going through is God's will. What did the small hat rapper named Drake make a song called God's Plan? What's God's plan for the little two-year-old girl that was violated? What's God's plan for the Ethiopian baby in Africa who's born malnutrition? What's God's plan for the babies born with HIV? I'm sure God got a good plan for that shit, right? Versus the ones who was born perfectly healthy. Sometimes I think it's the devil's plan, and it's okay to say that. Like, there are some evil people at the top of this world that's doing devilish shit to the babies, to certain groups. And when you in cahoots with that system and you don't want to call them people out, you will blaspheme God. You don't even see that there's a system of government that is biologically attacking us. They subconsciously, physically attacking us, psychologically attacking us. In all aspects, man, these devils at the top are attacking us, bro. And when you see the results of these attacks, you say this must be part of some good God's plan. I'm sure there's a good reason why there's so much suffering here. Nope. It's so hard for y'all simpletons to grasp that ain't nothing good out there in the sky. It's in your heart. If you was really good like you say you was, you would fight for the forces of good. You wouldn't stand by and try to find. Some people think they good because they head in the sand. They think if they got a good explanation for bad shit, that make them good. That make you evil as hell. When you look at a baby born into this struggle and say there must be a good reason. I flirted with that too, because we all look around us and say, why is there so much suffering? And you have to say there must be some God will for that. It's comforting. I got several theories that's better than y'all's of how it can be for good. But at the end of the day, there's a baby born that has a disease that they're in pain, that's excruciating pain their whole life. And right down the hall, there's another baby born that's perfectly healthy. And the baby with the pain come from a good family, and a healthy baby come from crooks. But there must be a good plan God got, right, on why a rich man can beat a murder and a poor man got to cop a plea to one, even if he didn't do it, right? Because he can't afford
It's definitely
legal representation.
evil population control from Satan. What
So
it is.
So that's all I'm saying. All of our leaders at the top are selling y'all this mentality of there's a good reason why there's so much suffering, because if they tell you the truth on why there's so much suffering, the answer is the people that's supposed to be helping us out, they've enriched themselves by being in the bed with the enemy. And when you sign a contract with the devil, you can no longer think about it. When the people look up and see our leaders eating and laughing with the devil, and we ask the leaders, why is there so much evil going on? They can't look at the devil that they eating and laughing with and say because of him, because you friends with him. Think about this, right? I'm finna pull an image of this shit up. So y'all, I know it's some artwork out here that's gonna paint this picture for you. I know I'm right. So here's a good one right here, right? I'm just saying, imagine the rich people at the top, they eating with the devil, man. They in the bed, your leaders in the bed with the enemy, right? So when you ask your leaders, where all this evil coming from, they can't point at the nigga that they laughing with right now and say him. They coming from my friend right here. My buddy is the reason why it's so much addiction in your community. My buddy right here who got a contract with, you know, we get money together. He's the reason why your people got so much crime, violence. Oh no, the leaders got to say, you know what? We our own worst enemy because we won't wake up and we fell out of play with God. We were serving God and we turned away from God. What do the Hebrew Israelites teach? They teach the reason we at the bottom is because we lost God's favor by serving the devil. Now think about that. The people that literally don't believe in God, the people that do all the evil is at the top now. But you telling me God punishing us more than the small hats when they more evil than us. And the Hebrews would say, but we ain't like them. We gonna get the bet like that. How is that an equal and fair, just God that you gonna punish your people for doing wrong by letting some people who doing more wronger than them rule over them? So none of this makes sense until you start looking at it the way I'm looking at it. But then you're gonna see an ugly truth that hurt. That all of the leaders in the world have sold us out in all of these organizations, man. Facts. And that's why the world ain't getting no better. But when you look around and ask them why the world ain't getting no better, they say because this part of God's plan. You mean the God of this world, God Beelzebub, God Yaldabaoth, Baphomet? That's part of his plan why children are born with illnesses. That's part of his plan why crops can't grow in most of the lands that's tribal in Africa. So God don't want them children to eat, but he want the children in Hollywood to eat so much that they got an obesity problem. What God is that? That can't be a righteous God. Yes, Sanchez, a good God doing that. It's a plan for this. It's a plan for why that innocent baby's suffering and that one ain't. Man, get out of here. You, bro, who making the most sense out of what's going on in the world? All these leaders is standing by. They can't call out the truth and condemn the devil because they working with him. And the man that's calling it out, they saying he negative. Right, he keeping the people back, man. We got to get into economics. We got to get into and keep trying to play this game of Monopoly better than the devil who created it. It ain't benefiting none of the people. It's only benefiting the leaders, and y'all still don't get the dumb game of it. You've been sold out. You in a Ponzi scheme, and it'll never benefit the people at the bottom. Because the money is spread thin, the lower you go down the pyramid is less money split up by more people. Go research a pyramid scheme. This system of government is a pyramid scheme, and I'm telling you why the pyramid is on $1. It ain't got nothing to do with what y'all think. It's that the pyramid is the shape of government. It's only government only benefits the people at the top, y'all. Let me show you this. To the comedic folks, let's go to them. Everybody in on this scam that's being ran on the people. You want to know why we work so hard and get nowhere at the bottom? It ain't you think that these rich niggas is outworking you. They'll sit up there and yell like they work so hard and they just made the right connections at prestigious institutions. They was connected with the right bloodline family. You will find somewhere just like a lot of these industry plants. They done found out all of these rappers coming and going like Drake. You may think, okay, now Sanchez, Drake worked his way. Drake you may think, okay, a rich kid who can go to all of the Nike camps. He can work with NBA players his whole life. Yeah, that's a lot of work. Now, the dude in the projects got to double that. He ain't got nothing and still be nice without the money and all that, and he still might not make it. See, the rich kid can be halfway decent, and they'll at least get 2 years in the league just doing a favor for the daddy, because I know your daddy, boy, right? So I'm going to give you this record deal. How many artists we done saw that made bullshit records, but you found out the chick was fucking the CEO of the label? And he was like, yeah, I'll let her drop that whack ass album because the coochie was good. Well, let's call it out. Come on now. This is happening in every industry in America. I hate to break it to you, like, if you kids listening, they'll say Sanchez giving them some negativity. Man, you can be what you want to be, kids. And guess what? You can if you make the right connections. That's a pipe. You're in a fucking capital. We ain't teaching these kids, listen, son, you on a monopoly board. You can be anything you want to be. But guess what? There's some rich kids that's living out dreams of people that work their whole life to get there. And they never got there. And the rich kid just fell in it. You got niggas that's cool with the cousin at a record label, and the cousin just want them to make an album even though they can't rap just because that's my cousin, man. When it's a dude that's been sending them mixtapes for years who can rap his ass off. They don't care that you talented. It's you gotta be kissing ass. Cause it's gotta be it should be, well, if I rap good, I get a spot. Nah, right? Nah, if you rap good and you do all this other stuff that Diddy want niggas to do, basically.
You speaking facts.
Hey, I got a question, DG.
You speaking facts, bro. I done seen that firsthand. My bad, Rob. I just wanted to point out that I seen
Nah, you
that
good, bro. What's
firsthand.
up?
What's up with you, my brother? You know, I had to
Shit, you
time
know.
in on this because I know this from experience. Like, you know how many times I've been set to the side for one of those people who Sanchez is talking about, but they want to steal my style. They want to steal like my swag and my look and the way I operate. It's like body
Mm-hmm.
swapping or suffering our soul to put into their own, like they doing with these robots and machines and AI right now.
Yeah.
You cooking.
Because what they
Yeah.
always wanted it was the back end and the royalties. A label, let's say you got a hit song, that shit gonna make over the next decade, that song may make damn near hundreds of millions of dollars in royalties. You never know if it's a big hit. And they'll just give your ass 5 million and you think you hit the jackpot, and they kids be eating for generations off your royalties. And AI finna take that on steroids. Now that's only gonna get even worse because labels are now just finna straight up say, we ain't looking for rap artists, we're looking for rap programmers. Ghostwriters about to be the new rap. Like, if you can, the ghostwriters finna really get money because and as AI get better, and this is again black YouTube trap, right? The black YouTube trap is AI is coming whether we like it or not. So we just got to get down with what they got going and teach our people, dude, you ain't finna never be at the top of something that you getting down with that them people started. That's called being reactionary. The white man start AI and you think, and now the whole black economic spiel is we need to get into AI and STEM. We always copycatting. And we never end up at the top because we think we gotta do what they do. When right now they talking about AI and all that, right? In a secret underground base right now, they talking about some new shit you ain't even never heard of yet. And when they come out with that, you gonna be saying, man, we need to get into that. You just late as hell all the time. It just suck, man. And you know why? Quit looking at what they doing and copying it. And if we all come together and say, let's just think of some unique that no one ever thought of out of our mind, nigga, we can come up with the next technology. It's a thought away. It's way, but this is what they do. They all come together and say, how can we control these Negroes with technology and all that? We come together and say, who do you think should run the house, the black man or the black woman? They got us arguing about dumb shit like that while they come together and argue about shit like that. Who do you think should control them? You know what I'm saying? You know, who do you think model of government we should mimic? China's or the Middle East? Or should we blend the two? They thinking like that while niggas is thinking, you think they should give black women EBT? Just shallow shit. At this point, if we still talking about this same shit, bro, like the world getting so advanced and with AI that it sucked to see us staying the same. It's like shit passing us by, and we always late as hell.
That's the split. Yo, peace.
Peace and love to Wisdom Thought for joining.
Yeah, but that's the peace to the channel, peace to chat, man. Yo, that's
Peace,
the
brother.
split that they
Peace.
talking about. When you really think about it, because look at this, they talking about the AI religion. Man, AI has caused a split. Really, when you think about it, because you just said is passing us by. You got still people talking about some food stamps and all this other stuff. And you can make a business right now. You can tell a computer to make you a business right now. Another thing
Yeah,
too, they
that's
had
that
this
shit they on nowadays. Shit.
now one thing they had this AI band they just released saying, oh, that it's an AI generated band. People thought it was a real band, and then they just released it saying, oh yeah, it was AI. Because you were talking about AI earlier, but my bad.
Yeah, so my thing is, black folks always got a can't beat 'em, join 'em, Johnny come late mentality. Well, they doing it. And our leaders would tell her, ain't nothing we can do about AI. It's coming. So you might as well get we always merging with the beast. Like, it's never an option for all of that. We say black folks are innovators, trendsetters, all that. And then when it comes to governing ourselves and competing with the system that's keeping us oppressed, all of our leaders and gate guards will give y'all these predictable ass popcorn answers.
Hello, good night.
Hey, what's good, Caribbean Gems? Salutes to you for joining us.
Uh,
The mic is open for you.
thank you, thank you. Thanks for having me. Um, I just want to talk about history a little bit and the reason why things are actually heading this direction, in my opinion. I think it's because some people have had a great success in separating people of brown skin color because in my opinion, like a lot of light skinned people, they work together across the nations. Even Arabs fought to be considered as white. And I love everybody. You know, I have friends from all nations. I worked with everyone, but I don't agree with the history that happened. And it took place in India as well as Africa. And they attack Christians till this day. Um, China, they used to execute girl children, and Muslims adopted that where they used to basically execute the women because, you know, that's where patriarchy was starting. And it's still here in the Caribbean. A lot of dark skinned Indians and African men, they have sex with a lot of women and they leave them as single mothers. Um, they don't care. Like I think they're low-key Muslims or want to be Muslims, and this is going on in the States as well. Like I see a lot of people from America coming to the Caribbean to watch carnival and stuff, and they target the young girls and stuff. They do. So the government doesn't really do nothing about it because they make profit off of pedophiles coming here, I guess. And I think it's a problem that people around the world don't work together because at the end of the day, we are all one. And even before colonization and those type of things, um, I believe that there were different groups of tribes around the world. And some of them, yes, they had problems, but others cooperated. So that's all I have to say tonight. There's corrupted leaders all around the world, and As you know, this is the Great Reset. And yeah, they love all these issues around brown folks and even other folks of different skin colors. But because the truth is, we're all family, like we're all human race. We have cousins from different tribes that look different from us. Like they can look completely different, and they're our family, and we're like all fighting. It just really sucks, you know? It's like they want people to be animals, and right now they're dehumanizing people so they can take full advantage. So yeah.
Well, I don't know. At the end of the day, we all won. I don't know about that. Not these. I don't know about that.
I was just about to comment on that. I'm glad you expressed the same thing I was about to get to, because that what I call right there is a part of that. No disrespect at all. Just but like that is what I was talking about, like that new age awakening, and that's been surfacing with this new age, this age of Aquarius, where the information and knowledge is out there, and that is to confuse those who are on the path. Like every everything down here we are connected to. Everything down here is a spirit. That's feminine energy. Everything down here does not have a soul. We are all not one. Even if you go into the Gnostic scriptures and get Bentley Layton's book, Christ is talking to his disciples, and the real stuff, not that the Bible is some truth, but you got to know how to look through it. But and the real stuff, Christ is saying, the disciples were saying pretty much to Christ, is it okay to not be around others like us? And Christ and that and the real shit says yes, it is okay to not be around others that are not like us, aka those who do not have souls. Everyone is not everyone down here, and everyone is not family down here. But
Exactly. I agree.
My bad, y'all. Here we go. So what I was saying was this right here, right? Because I'm finna go real deep when it comes to this topic today about all the different black YouTube traps to look out for. I'm finna give you another real big one to look out for. And I'm not condemning gang members or gang bangers or whatever, but I do want to talk about this. We're in a time now where the gang sector have infiltrated the spiritual sector. And it may come off as natural, but it's not. It's well orchestrated and socially engineered. Shut me in. And so thinking. And so the whole thing is this right here, y'all. You got gangsters talking about their spirituality, awakening, the flower of life, you know, all this. You have this merging of the music world with the spiritual world, and even Hollywood coming into the spiritual circle. And we think it's genuine, but it's not. It's an infiltration of an awakening. And we don't see it like that when someone call it out. We call them judgmental. Hey, you telling me that this brother, and see the thing, you got to ask yourself, is this gang member, did he have his own spiritual awakening? Or did he just hear something online that they're trying to combat, infiltrate, or hop on the narrative? That's social engineering. If a person is living a certain lifestyle and saying they had a spiritual awakening, they wouldn't be still living a certain lifestyle. So I respect the brothers from the streets that say, hey, I'm hip to the knowledge that y'all spitting and all that, but I don't necessarily apply it. Right? I go and I fulfill the stereotype of a gang member with my energy, with my life, even though I could change my identity and align my frequency to the ancestors and be on some meditating shit, burning incense, trying to get my chakras right, right? But that's what I'm saying. It's a choice you making. And my whole thing is, this is very deep what I'm about to tell you now. Guess what's the connection between the government and the gang members? The Freemasons. The Freemasons. You got Freemasons in gangs, and you got Freemasons in government. I'm going to say that again. The tie between the gangs, and which are henchmen for the government, for the system, I know y'all think, nah, man, they just out to get their own shit, man, and these gangs are just young brothers exploiting their own communities. With whose permission? If the government can get all these immigrants out of here, Venezuelan gangs and all that, they can do it with the Crips and Bloods. But see, here go the thing with these Venezuelan gangs and all that. They ain't helping the American government. They coming in here terrorizing and sending everything back, to their lands and stuff. So the government is like, we rather work with the black gangs, the black organizations to exploit black people or whatever like that. That's what I'm saying. We can't be mad at different races. Every race got a group of gate guards at the top of their stuff like what we got. So that's what I'm saying with this boule shit, man. Like, the government do have assassins for them. Believe it or not, this come in the form of gang members. And I ain't calling out no sets. I'm just saying that the corporations are interwoven into gang culture, because you got a lot of gang members in the music industry, fashion industry, Hollywood industry. Then you will have, Freemasons that's part of both sides and stuff. So all of these affiliations, think about it, man. Freemasons founded the country. A brotherhood of, founded the nation. So the secret society is the fact that there's a thing about capitalism where the people that we call the elite, or like the people in power, are literally in the bed with the criminal aspect, the criminal the underground element. And the connection is through your Freemasons and your organizations like that.
Hey, I got a question, G.
You mind if I? Yeah, I'm sorry, Rob. Damn, this is the second time, bro. But
No,
I
you
know
good, G. You already know you good.
me and bro spoke earlier, bro. Do you mind? You want me to elaborate a little deeper? Or you want to hold this off? But this is gonna be strong.
No, you good, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm all ears.
It's good, bro. Because what he talking about right now, like, I can take it all the way back, and then I don't really want to call out no names or whatever, but I'm a double down. But first, when it comes to this new age of information, this flood of information, see those people that he was speaking about, those soulless ones, outer shells, those outer shells of those people, you got to think they broke the levees on this information on purpose. That's how they knew that it was going to be a flood of information. But everybody can't swim. Everybody can't fight sharks. Everybody can't survive a shock from an electric eel. You understand what I'm saying? So this flood of information was definitely done on purpose. So we got to start thinking about how to read, you know, the signs from the actions of the elite too when they post these things, because they got to kind of tell us a little bit. They trying to break that karmatic debt. This is a thing that's happening in real time, and you have to live and walk in spirit to understand it. Now, when it comes back to the game part of it, because I don't want to be too long, you can even connect the traveling BLs. If you know who the BLs are, the traveling BLs were actually founded by the traveling Freemasons, and I'll triple down on that. And if anybody want to prove me wrong, you know what I'm saying, we can get to it. If you don't know that, then you don't know your history, or you lying and you trying to cover something up. And we finna cut all that out. We starting with that right now. My bad, good brother.
Uh,
No, you
that's
good.
it's a
I just
good.
want to ask, like, when the fuck did joining fraternities? When did we go from, back in the day when you joined the fraternity, you sat down, they put the sword on your neck. When did we go from that into humiliation rituals? That's what I wanted to ask
That
Sanchez
was
if he
that
knew,
was
because
still
that's what I thought.
what the humiliation ritual is always a part of joining the fraternity, And what that does is it makes sure that subconsciously you know that this thing you've joined is more important than you. There may come a time where it may cause for you to humiliate your character for the benefit of the organization. They're looking for members that'll say, this is bigger than me. I will go out there and take the brunt and have the whole world hate me. And I will make them be mad at me as an individual versus them mad at Sigma Chi, right? You see what I'm saying? So that they will have to see if you built like that. Like when you join the mob, they got to know that you joining some shit that's bigger than your family and that newborn baby you just had. The mob will kill all of your family playing around with that. They gotta make sure you really know that this is way bigger than you, man. What you got going in your life and all that. And don't join if you ain't really serious. Then that's what the humiliation about, you know.
See,
That's what the
what
beat.
made me
That's
think of
yeah.
that. No, I was gonna say what made me think of that is I'm really fond of the show Snowfall, and when he meet Avi, you know, Avi make him put the vest on, and it was kind of like, you know, that ritualistic thing of him being able to, obviously a Jew guy, he's a Jewish fella, and you know, he sell on the show, he sell cocaine, whatever, you know what I mean? But at least then it puts you in danger. So it's good to go, you know, you're gonna accept it, but not. I keep seeing that image of people spitting eggs in each other's mouth. Like, how did we go from a more so, do you trust me, to humiliation?
So there we go. The humiliation ritual. It again. Any form of hazing or any initiation rituals is there to just see, man, if you really about what you're about. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it's as
I just
simple
always
as that.
thought that was weird.
It is. Any man that'll put some before him and his family is weird, but that's the price people pay
Yeah,
to be in certain positions.
that's fucking
Man,
scary.
What's
hey,
the
I gotta
Joker?
it's crazy, man, because out here in Milwaukee, I actually rubbed some shoulders with some certain people in certain lodges, man, and that's kind of what deteriorated me away was them wanting to sit down with my kids even. And I was like, man, what? I'm like, man, yeah, I'm cool on all this, bro. You know, I never blindfold myself and walk in a dark room with no man.
You know, so my whole thing is we think what like a lot of people in black YouTube. This goes back to these black YouTube traps. The reason I came up with this title because I said, listen, when I was in this space, I know some of the stuff that was around that I fell for, and it ain't went nowhere. And it's only growing a cult following, and it's like, bro, that stuff ain't served us in a decade. It ain't done that but caused more division, more infighting. And the system ain't doing that but morphing to a whole digital thing. Like all the stuff, like when I said most of your black leaders will sit back, watch what the system is doing to exploit us, then say, hey, we can't beat them, join them. That's a sellout mentality. Telling our kids to get into AI when the oppressor created AI so that it can own all of the intellectual property of the most talented people. You telling people who don't need AI to invest in AI, which is the hypocrisy of black people, because on 1 minute they'll tell you we got the most soul, we got the most influence, everybody imitate us, but now we got to go into the AI shit. We got to do everything the world doing now, but we was the one. So you telling me we only got the power to make the world imitate us when it's being ratchet and ghetto. But when it's time to lead our children on this damn chessboard, we got to look at what the white man doing and say, oh, let's do that. But when the white man want to know how to dance, he look at you. Right. That part is what I'm talking about. But my whole thing is this right here. You say we got so much soul and all that. Then black folks should be the biggest group in the world pushing against AI. And guess what, people, and I'm going to tell you, I use AI in my music now. It's several things I use that's AI related, even my thumbnails, all of this stuff. AI has become a part of our life because it's like, how you going to compete with how another man pumping out content with AI's help and the people loving it, eating it up, and they ain't missed the beat. So part of it is the people too. Because what it does, even though it can be a benefit, I've always been a fan of everything in moderation. But I don't like the mentality of that's what they doing, so let's do that. Because the people in power create their own reality. They'll create some new technology tomorrow that we never heard of, and Negroes will be like, we got to start doing that. We always react in second. And I'm not trying to be overly critical of my people. I'm trying to criticize the people that got us thinking like that, which is our gate guards, our black leaders that always look at what this devil, this oppressor doing, then say, black people, let's do that. And that's why you at the bottom of these industries that really matter, because we're reactionary in those industries. How you be at the top of something? You take your people, bring them together, create something that the world never saw before, something that the world didn't have at first, and you come out with it, and now you calling the shot, you leading that. But everything we do is after they've already did. A black man need their own 3D printer company. Man, the white man thought of that idea and already saturated it. And you think you're doing some intelligent shit. This is black economics, Sanchez. I'm telling them what we need to do. Now, you just telling them to be copycats, nigga. And that's why we at the bottom and shit. You sound smart, like, and they present that shit. This is black economics. See, this is what the white man doing, and this is what he's getting into cryptocurrency, you see? So the black man need his own crypto coin. You know, simple shit like that. I'm just saying, you might be right, but I'm saying what's really gonna put you above these folks, man, is when you do something that they ain't doing. That's gonna give you bargaining power, because they may come, your shit might end up being the new wave that lead the world, and now they all gotta come to you because of what you just invented. Instead of you keep, outsourcing your imagination to the very devil you condemning, black leaders, but it shows you who you work for. Let's go.
Like
Big
Apple.
facts.
That's like what Apple, what you said about being different. People don't realize Apple constructed that whole business around Apple. You have to go to the Apple store to get that product, young. Even as third parties, but still, they will have everything revolving around the Apple stores. It's that experience. So you're right about that. They did something different now. All the phones looking like Apple phones, looking like iPhone.
Yeah, that is facts, though.
They said that's how
Yeah.
Nipsey
Yeah,
Hussle. They said that's how Nipsey. My bad. They said that's how Nipsey Hussle revolved his business. He based it off of the Apple concept of them being different and everything revolving around them. You gotta buy your headphones from them. You gotta buy the charger from them.
Yeah, it was true. They showed monopolize
that's
shit with that.
crazy. That's crazy because Jet was he was charging what $100 for his album, and people really wanted to hear what he said because his message was, he had a good message in his music, so a lot of people was invested in the message. So if something good, then we're gonna pay for it. That's just like Makami too. Makami did the same thing. Charged $100 for his album. Bro was innovative, man. That's why they took him out the game. I ain't gonna lie. I
Bro, he
love
had the
music. I can
first.
talk about
Bro,
this
he
shit
had the
all night.
first digital clothing store. Nobody ever did that, bro.
So my whole thing is this right here. Stuff like that, thinking outside the box, doing what ain't been done. And you notice when you do that, you ain't gonna get a lot of Like that ain't gonna be publicized. They gonna publicize the cat that's doing what they've already damn did and at the bottom of it. But you know, that's another thing because that's just my whole point. That's one of the black YouTube traps to fall for. Let's sum it up as the black YouTube trap of the copycat solution, the reactionary response. Like I've been peeping, I've been around a minute, I've been seeing why the next generation ain't gonna get nowhere, man. We still telling them basically to be good employees versus good thinkers. Because is the world changing to where they ain't gonna need workers anymore? They're gonna need prompters, people who, man, your damn imagination gotta be on point.
Yeah, big facts, bro. Yeah, I've been using AI to come up with some of my like comic book covers for some verses that I do, right? And it's so funny. I just get to the point now. I go, hey yo, use I'll explain the setting and explain whatever the verse is, and I'll go put Dr. Rob in it. It already know who Dr. Rob is, so it already makes the character. And every time the character is on key, so I'm like, yeah, AI. It's either you using it or it's gonna be on top, bro. I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
because it's really quick. You could use it really fast and
So
get a result in like 2 minutes.
and my thing is this right here. So for the people who said we got sold, now I want to get to the first part of this. I've gave a lot of black YouTube traps that we need to watch for. I want to talk about why I said they want your soul and you giving it to them. The reason I said they want your soul and you giving it to them, right? Let me first of all read to you the etymology of the word soul. It's a substantial entity believed to be that in each person which lives, feels, thinks, and wills. Stop right there before we go any further. The soul, according to etymology, is a substantial entity that is inside of each person. It lives in you, feels, it thinks on its own, independently of the body. It even fights the body. Now, watch this right here, right? Your soul is a creator, but your body is lazy. AI wasn't created to help your soul. It was created to help your body because as creators, which is some that come from our soul, sometimes it ain't that we don't want to create, we don't feel like it. You may be tired. You know what I'm saying? Most of the world, you work every damn day. You ain't have the luxury and time to create a creative space where you can be an inventor and all that. Confucius said he just sat up in the room for hours and meditated. So if you wanted to be like Confucius, you probably couldn't be because you got to go to work. You can't just sit up meditating. So, but think about it. If you could, you would bring some out of the darkness that would change the world and your life more than the job you're going to probably. Just giving you a little rough scenario example. The reason I'm talking about the word, they want our soul and we giving it to them. People don't want to go through the creative process no more. I know because I'm a musician, I'm a producer. This is what Timbaland's saying about AI. He's saying, look, I'm a creator, I like music, but it's just too much to make it now. This makes it easy. But think about it. If you looking for something to make creating music easy, it ain't that music creating is hard for you because you Timbaland. It ain't hard in the way that it's hard for my 2-year-old. It's hard for you because you saying, man, I'm lazy. I don't feel like looking for a drum. I don't feel like doing. But guess what, though? When we first start doing music, we feel like it. We so passionate, excited about it. But when you get to where Timbaland at, it's okay to say, bro, it's just a job now. The thrill is gone. And it may be time to retire. But you still want to make money, but you don't want to make music no more. So let AI make it for me. You know what I'm saying? At that point, even if your song sound better than mine, I made mine myself. A computer did yours. That makes me better still, right? Nope. You're going to have to compete equally with AI, and that's where it's finna be a big power shift. Because most of the corporations own the AI, and they're going to be the ones monopolize this technology, meaning that most of what we consume going to be AI generated, just like the food industry. Most of the food you eat is artificial. Most of the music we going to listen to in the future is going to be AI generated, man. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of artists have already made AI songs and ain't even tell us as part of social experiments, because that's how this shit work, is covertly. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Drake song right now that's a hit, nigga, that was made by an AI form of Drake. It ain't even really him, and the AI wrote the music and the beat, and it's one of your favorite Drake songs, and you think it's Drake, and it's a social experiment. Shit like that. They do social experiments all the time. So, but check this out, right? This thing is so crazy that the corporations, just like in the music industry, they saying we need music, but we don't want people anymore. So we need to find a way to make music without the human element, without him. We tired of dealing with humans. We rich as hell, we bougie. Just give us your soul. That's why I said in the title, they want your soul, because in the future, a label ain't gonna say, I want your talent, I want your work, let me contract you as an artist, right? Because I want your songs that you write. They gonna say, listen, can you stand in this box and sing 10 songs and do this right here and we're gonna scan your frequency and the way you did that, and we'll give you $1 million if you let us copy your swag or copy your intellectual persona to train our AI. It ain't gonna be like, we want to sign this R&B singer. It's gonna be like, no, we want to scan her brain and give her a check and send her home. We don't need her. We just need her soul. Because once we get that, because think about it, when they look at her sing, the label ain't gonna say, let's sing her. They're gonna say, can you train our AI? Can you go do that inside of our studio, and can we replicate that into an AI version of you? Why would they want to sign human artists? And that'll be crazy to expect a label to do that when all of the other record labels gonna have AI artists on tour and they never get tired. They gonna be on tour for years, never coming off tour. Show AI is gonna be breaking the record for the longest tour in history. So imagine if you had a transhuman playing NFL breaking records. Y'all will think it's a problem, but don't nobody see this a problem, because none of y'all ain't real musicians. You see it as a dude whining about technology that's moving forward, when we don't see how big this is changing, and I'm using it too. I'm telling you, I haven't went through my original creative process of making music in a while. Everything is something AI that I'm gonna do. And I ain't gonna lie to you, it does make the music more like it ain't like your beats whack, but they arrange the same. It's to the point where you can see the format, the formula now. Like a Timbaland beat, you hear it when it come on or whatever. Like my whole thing, once you give AI algorithm, it's just gonna reduplicate that in different ways. It ain't gonna never make a whole nother style out of that, which is what rappers do. Rappers reach a point in their career where they say, yeah, I'm through rapping like that. I'm finna transform to this style. I'm changing now. I ain't doing the same thing, but AI ain't gonna do that. So the label will have to bring the artist back and say, the artist will go back, renegotiate with the label and say, look, I've altered my persona a bit, and I would like to reprogram my avatar and get new contract terms. So the days of you being a human doing it is over. Because a label ain't gonna compete with a label that's got 10 AI artists and the kids is selling her out. Like the kids buying it up. They got the T-shirts, the CD, these things on tour. They selling more than human artists. And you expect some label to stick to tried and true human artists. Let me tell you something. That's what happened to Kmart. Walmart said, I'm finna go and work with China. And most of everything in Walmart is made in China. Kmart said, I'm gonna be true to the American people. All of our shit gonna be made in America. And you see who winning now, right? Walmart, right? When you sell out, you do better in this world.
Fact. That's a big fact, bro, because when I was doing music, when I came up in the music game, I didn't have nobody behind me. I had to actually go out, stand at liquor stores, stand at convenience stores. I had to travel state to state. I had to build my name, by showing up in person, making the man match the music. But now all you gotta do is make a song, put it online, man. AI gonna blow you out the water. So it kind of make it hard for the true genuine artists to really compete with that. And it's making us lose ourselves if we can really pay attention to that, because it's like we're trading places and we're also trading spaces. So it's placed us in a dumb docile state to where that's where that computer whole place used to be, and it switched places with us. And we got to see that. That's even happening with the workforce, like you said. And it's really man against machine. They say the Tower of Babel was torn down to split the language up, but that's in reverse. The Tower of Babel was built up to give us the curse, bro.
And that's just think about how this AI shit, because I see people say more. Yeah, watch this, bro. Imagine in the future, right? And you sit a boy down, you say, Sanchez, how you made that beat? I show him how to put the chords on, how to make a top melody, how to make bass lines, all that. You gotta teach him. He got to be dedicated. He got to want to learn how to make the beat, because it's a lot to that shit. How to program the hi-hats, how to mix and EQ everything. If that boy ain't passionate about making music, he gonna say, oh, I'm through with this, Sanchez. My bad, I'm sorry. And this learning process is grueling, but it's an initiation to let us know you're a musician. I can't call you no beat maker if you didn't go through that, just like ain't no gangbanger gangster gonna call you that if you didn't get jumped in. So you saying, hey, I wanna make beats, and then somebody saying, well, how do I make beats? Well, you go to AI and you tell AI, give me a bass line. Then, son, you tell AI, give me a piano melody. Then, son, you tell AI, give me some hi-hat, and that ain't how you make music. But that's what we're gonna do in the future. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna be reduced to. A child ain't gonna know what a chord is, what a whole note is. What they gonna be looking, they're gonna say, bro, AI, make me a song that feel like this, sound like this, boom. Spotify, the hottest playlist on Spotify ain't even dealing with artists' names and shit. It's dealing with moods, not even genres. How do you want to feel, right? So and this is a whole new world coming in, because artists been making music for like genres and shit. But these mood folders is changing, because you can type a mood in. AI don't really understand music genres yet, and they're very complicated, because how do you tell AI what's neo soul, or even understanding why it's neo soul versus just country music? That's kind of complicated, because our music genres don't really have a meaning for them. Like, for example, music genres can come about just because this merged with that and it happened over here, they called it this. It's very weird. Like, for example, it's easier to tell AI this is sad music, this is happy music. You got to simplify it a bit, because music is kind of complicated. So the whole mood playlisting that we see happening in the world is because they want the AI artists to be able to compete. and the AI can't really master genres. I do think they can master certain moods. Now, yeah, you can program your AI to be a reggae artist like my cousin did. He got a fire reggae artist, AI artist. I'm gonna make some too, just experiment on how deep it is. I ain't scared of it, but I do know it's gonna get rid of niggas trying to learn how to rap, and they gonna be trying to learn how to program the next big rapper. Because when the whole world accepts AI as artists equivalent to humans, and you're not gonna be able to compete with the labels that got the most advanced AI that and the best programmers of that AI. And these labels ain't gonna need niggas from the projects no more. They're gonna need people who can program AI with the language that is a barrier in between street ebonics. Just think of some white dude, right, who's trying to understand street slang, but not so he can connect with black people, so that his AI can understand it better to compete with them in a genre that they are the masters of. Those days are gonna be gone. You know how black people be like, but we at the top of hip hop. We at the top of, oh nigga, AI about to be at the top of everything, and it's about to mimic everyone's culture. And ain't nobody, you gonna go be looking for reggae artists in Kingston, and you ain't gonna be able to find a reggae artist in Kingston that's better than the top AI reggae artist. AI is about to be able to learn from us and do us better than us. And people think that I'm lying about that. When I've heard some of the music that AI making, and my nigga, I had to stop myself from bobbing my head a minute. And I ain't even joking. I know that's funny. You didn't even know it was AI in the middle of that shit.
But it's crazy because when you look at, go ahead, Brody.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask, hey, because once it's funny because once they make AI music, will they have to say it's AI music? Because if they do have to say it, then I'm for sure
Yes,
gonna still be
and now
listening to
watch
Bro
this.
Sanchez.
Watch this, right? Glad you brought that up. Right now, you got a lot of AI artists that have taken over Spotify. Oh, the musicians going crazy about it. DistroKid, AI artists have taken over a lot of these playlists and moved up in just like a few weeks. This is happening right now as I speak. If you look on, people is showing you how AI artists are popping up, breaking Spotify rules, and they ain't enforcing it because guess what? I told y'all Spotify putting their own bots out there to compete with humans is more lucrative. Think about it. Why would I pay a human artist, right, to think about how this is? Spotify been having millions of artists come on their site for years. They sign these agreements and they didn't read it through. Spotify been training its own AI artists with these real artists' music and pushing its artists above them, cheating because it run the platform. Bro, think about how fucked up that is. Now listen, Spotify, people are finding out now it's so many AI artists on Spotify that's just popping up overnight, getting millions of views and shit. And they sound like this person, that real human artist. So what have these digital platforms been doing? We've been uploading stuff to these things, not reading the fine print, and we've been training AI. You've been training your replacement. We already in the situation that a lot of these, what I just explained to you, to where they done copied a lot of y'all shit. Like they can make a song on the world on some bullshit. Let's say I upload that in Spotify. They can take that, train an artist similar to that, and have it pumping out songs like World on some bullshit every day. And don't even tell me they use my shit. So artists, there are lawsuits going on now. There are a bunch of companies suing Spotify, Timbaland, Suno, and all these AI companies. But the legalities behind these lawsuits are intricate because it's new. The technology is new. So now we at a point in the world where the courts are gonna have to make a decision when the shit hit the fan. how much rights are we gonna give AI artists? And I'm telling y'all now, they gonna sell us out, they gonna fold. Guess what they gonna say? Well, for America to compete with China, because guess what China doing? China don't got no intellectual property laws like what we got. For example, in China, if let's say a label see you as an artist and they like your music or whatever, they can still put your song on their AI. Like in China, you can fake and imitate everything. That's why it's a lot of knockoff shit. The laws of respecting people's intellectual property, it don't exist really in China. But because of that, China is ruling the world. They don't gotta go through the red tape. Imagine if your country can just see something somebody else doing and copyright infringe on it with no repercussions. Y'all will fucking be rich. Y'all will be rich if I can just, what China doing, it's taking what it see other nations invent. It will invent that in its own country and sell it to its own population, because China saying we ain't gonna let no Americans monopolize no shit in our country. China saying we'll see what you made and we'll imitate that shit and sell it to our own people. You see what I'm saying? And you really can't. Yeah. So, and in order for us to compete with China, we got to lessen our environmental laws, like what the EPA just did. Like I said, the air in China is very polluted because they can just manufacture whatever, but because of that, they people real sick. But they run the world, but it's a polluted environment. No EPA laws. We just deregulated 80 of ours so we can compete with China or become China. We got to become China to compete with it. So the next thing, they deregulating the EPA laws. I'm telling you right now, they about to deregulate a lot of these patent laws and intellectual property laws if we gonna compete with China. And they definitely gonna compete with China. So if we gonna do that, buckle up, bro. We already at the brink of it. This ain't gonna sway in our favor because what? They want to compete with China.
Yeah, that's crazy. One of the biggest thoughts that come to mind when we talk about China, for me, is Google, the Google phones versus Huawei. Huawei was a good phone. They tried to sell it here, and it got banned. Like, I think this was back in like 2018.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically what I'm telling y'all is this. There's a lot of people in power that's supposed to be the intellectual voices of a certain group, whether it's a religious group, a race, ethnicity, or all in unison in cases they bleed together. But the point that I'm making is this. All of these organizations, all of these leaders are leading the sheep to the slaughterhouse. That's all I'm saying, and I'm calling them all out. They're playing while the world falling apart. And guess what? They maintaining the same level of intellectual content that has gotten us nowhere. And in order for that to change, it has to be challenged, called out. It can't go unchallenged. So that's why I made this video, to show y'all the black YouTube traps and why not to fall for them. And yeah, these people in power, they want your soul and you giving it to them because you don't know you're reacting. You ain't proactive. The algorithm is telling you who to love, who to hate, which group is your group and not. You ain't really making a lot of decisions on your own. You looking at the options that the algorithm gave to you and you picking one, and all of your choices is creating a persona for you. But ain't none of that who you are, is all a lie. You and every options that you make, to the combination lead to a person, a profile that's predictable. You see this social engineering. So with every aspect of your life, you think you making a decision about who you are, what to be mad at, what to hate, what to love. And the only decision you making is the few options they putting before you, just like in presidential times when you think you making a decision about who in that seat when you only selecting who from the group they already put before you. And it don't matter what combination you choose, it's gonna be a predictable profile that allow them to keep on having you reactionary, predictable, and all that. So until you start to really ask yourself these questions like, why the hell am I mad at this? Like if you really sit there and think about this, I've done it before, right? I've hopped on some of these platforms as panels, and they'll be really fired up about immigrants and illegal immigrants. And I'll say, I'm gonna fuck with them. I'm gonna hop on and I'll bring up some of the points that I was bringing up to y'all. Like, hey, y'all worried about immigrants replacing our jobs, but they just getting rid of the immigrants because they don't need them no more, and they about to have AI do everything. And I was telling black people, like, they ain't kicking the immigrants out so you can get those immigrant jobs. They kicking the immigrants out because they can give them the AI now. They ain't giving them to you either. And you don't even want the jobs that the immigrants do. But when you go to talking like this, guess what these cult members will tell you? Oh, you don't love black people, or what you defending them? We let them fight their own battles. It'll go into a reason why I gotta hate these people. Why I'm mad? Because if you really sit there and say, brother, why are you so mad at them people? Them people coming over here, they violent, they got gang. Bro, have you been to the hood? You probably listen to drill rap and you saying some shit like that about the immigrants. I seen niggas who's literally bragged about being affiliated with shit like that talk about, yeah, man, he getting them Venezuelan gangs out there. And I made a joke about that, like, damn, how you a Crip, you a ex-blood, and you happy they getting the Venezuela, them Venezuelan gangs was on y'all that, they getting rid of your competition. My whole thing is this right here, man. Everybody is voting for what the person doing for them, not for what they doing for their people. They'll tell you, I vote for me. How many of you, that's another thing, another black YouTube trap we gotta quit doing. When you vote for yourself. You go up there and you vote for what you can do for me. That's dumb as hell. The reason I voted for him because of what he did for me. I vote selfish. That's the dumb, most ignorant. That's the dumb. You want to hear dumb, a red flag dumb nigga alert when you hear a nigga saying some shit like that right there.
Facts, Sanchez. I had a question, but to go with what you just said, when it's a dumb nigga, what's more dangerous than one nigga? One dumb nigga, two dumb niggas. What's more dangerous than two dumb niggas? Three dumb niggas. You know what I'm saying? We got people out here saying now, oh, I voted for Trump, but he about to make this prison surrounded by alligators, man. Like prisons ain't already in the middle of no damn well. Like they ain't already got a gun line. You know what I'm saying? The thing that they finna do with that prison thing, man, is we missing it. Like you said, we need to go toward the technology when it comes to these situations, because that's where the world going. We're in the technology age. They got us focusing on surface level things. And in the black YouTube community, we're looking at things like the alligators around the prison while we arguing about that shit. Meanwhile, they're making a new technology that's going to have these prisoners serve their time out in 10 minutes on the table. But on their mind, it's going to be the 10 years. But then when they get up, they're going to be done swapped out their character, who they are, so they won't even be able to commit another crime. This is where we need to have our mind at to be ahead of the game. As long as we stay surface level with this shit, they're going to beat us every time with this technology, man.
They want
So
our
I'm with you,
soul.
bro. You on point like a motherfucker.
That key, you just said, bro, summing up what you saying, because it goes back, like they want our soul and we giving it to them. What is our soul? It's our, what some people would say, your swagger. Think about this. AI ain't got soul per se. But people will be like, can AI have a soul? It depends on what you think a soul is. Now, if a soul is a part of you that make you you, like whenever I say like a fool, right? AI can have that. AI can take that from me. Hey, listen, AI can literally look at all of my videos, all of my music, and make its own version of me that y'all won't even know ain't even me, nigga. AI can do that right now. So if that what you call a person's soul, I'm just saying AI can have that, man. You know. And so if a person say you sold your soul, those words have never been truer today. So in the first part of my title, when I say they want our soul and we giving it to them, the end goal to where the world is going, I just told you about it. To where everyone is gonna be prompters and coders for AI living a third person type of existence. We can already see it now. I don't make my titles in first person anymore. I go to a damn chat GPT and I say, AI, I'm doing a video about this, and I talk to it like cause that's how you get the best results. It ain't like I'm literally making videos. I'm developing a damn relationship. What the fuck? I'm just saying, this is crazy. The lines are blurred. I know y'all may say I'm looking at it too deeply, but think about it like this. The man that can communicate the best with Chat GPT get the best results. Tell me how is that any difference than me communicating with any of y'all? The man that can communicate with Sanchez the best will get the best result. Like communication is key. We've been taught that. Even true with getting what you want from AI. So this
That's a
become,
fact.
I mean, and what this means, what does this mean for the world? This mean that it ain't really about talent. It's who can develop the best connection to get what they want out of AI. It's like a kid playing Madden with you. It ain't about who can play football the best. It's who can play video games the best. The kid probably never played football in his life, but he whipping your ass at Madden and you played in college. You a pro athlete and the kid whipping your ass at Madden. Does that mean he more talented than you?
Facts. You just put my mind, man, somewhere now, bro. You cooking because they want your soul. So if you give them your soul in place for earthly riches, bro, like if you commit a crime to where now you serve this 10 years, bro, and you lay on that table for 10 minutes and you serve this sentence out of your head, after you do that, them probably gonna be some of the most richest and profound people. They gonna trust them the most because they possess their soul now, and they ain't gonna be able to commit another crime no more anyway, bro. You gotta do a series on this. You cooking, man.
Now imagine like I said, that kid beating you at Madden and the world saying he's the best football player ever and put him in a Hall of Fame. That'll be stupid, right? Like, because the kid beat me at Madden, you said he's a better football player than me versus he's a better video gamer than me because I was in the NFL and the kid wasn't type shit. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying about where we going with AI, the best rapper is gonna be an AI artist, and the AI ain't gonna really get the credit, right? It's gonna be the man that programmed the AI, getting the award and all that. And a person may say, well, he's the best rapper. Is he? Or is he the best AI programmer? Like I said, I know niggas on the street that can rap their ass off, but they ain't digital. They ain't computer savvy. You tell them something about AI, they'll say, bro, let me pull out a notebook, scribbly paper. They primitive with the flow, nigga, writing paper and all that. And you got a dude that can go up there and program a robot that'll slaughter them in a freestyle battle. I don't think that dude is a more talented musician than them. I think it's trickery. This is the Satan. This Satan is trickster type shit because but everything in the world of lines is getting blurred. and the lines is gonna be blurred on who's really talented or not, because you can have a person with a whole damn Baptist choir that's AI. And we got some in the South called a Mississippi Mass Choir. If you from the South, you know why I'm bringing them up. Because when it
Yep.
comes to, you feel me, they're fucking talented. These are humans. But now imagine an AI choir. You will never have a choir bigger than AI, because the Mississippi Mass Choir, they got the word mass in their name because they big. It's hundreds of members in this one choir. When they open up their mouth together, it sound like heaven. Watch this. AI can have the biggest choir in the world. AI can simulate 10,000 voices singing in unison.
Man,
Imagine your choir showing up competing with that, and ain't no rules to say, well, that ain't fair. No, bro. It's all fair. Let's go. Just like they will let the transhuman play you in a game or fight you. That's what I'm saying, man. So
I
this is
think this
stuff that,
headgear. My bad.
no, take it. You got it.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. But you took me somewhere with the whole soul taking thing, because just like I explained about the prisoners, we can even go with musicians or rappers, because in order for them to be able to live a regular life and give the AI its person or its soul, they're gonna have to have this hologram on stage, like, so then they put this headgear on and do their little movements like they do or whatever. But now the headgear gonna take it to the next level to where it actually has their essence. And bro, that's soul, that's spirit cooking, bro. That's like soul swapping technology right there, bro. Merging man with machine. This is crazy, man. We gotta wake up, bro.
Remember the Biggie and the Tupac holograms?
You
Yeah,
guys,
bro.
you guys want to know how you know that this ain't nothing new? Because this AI has been writing our whole society. Look at when you go to jail, you do a sentence, and when you go to penitentiary, the pen, and basically it's the king author, the pen dar, the the kingpin. You know what I'm saying? Like there's all these things that you get sentenced. Because it writes our shit. It's been writing our shit for a long time. There's more, but I can't think of them all right now. Sorry.
Nah, he right though. They using the AI in the policing, and they using the AI in the courts.
And so I just wanted to, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up right here. But I think somebody else wanted. Did somebody else just join? I'm gonna let. We'll
It's a
wait a
king
minute.
author. King author too. King author.
But the whole point of today's stream, guys, if you're listening to this, and I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh yeah, Butter. There you go. What's good? You hear me?
I'm cooling, bro.
Okay, change the name. Cool. Hey, well, take the floor. You got it, Torian. Go ahead.
All right, so one love to the panel and all of that. So, boom. I know the base of this was like you just said, like the YouTubers are bringing us to the slaughterhouse, and I kind of just wanted to ask you a question on like neural knowledge. Recently, like you posted that last video on like, does the Bible really teach free will? And I've been studying neural knowledge, and I've been reading a couple of his books, and like it don't make no sense, Sanchez, like how he comes off. Like he says, like, you could be a millionaire if you just think it. But then
Right.
like you said in the past video, it's like, nah, bro, everything was written out how it was. So I just want like your take on that.
Yeah, think about this. He's telling you you can be a millionaire just by thinking you already won every day, right?
Right.
Why don't I just think my ass right up to the seat of God in heaven? Let's not play with it. Listen,
Right.
I'm playing with little earthly money, but I'm still gonna die. But you telling me whatever I think I can be, and all I want to be is a millionaire? How about a trillionaire, billionaire? How about, you know what? I'm gonna be the man that get rid of money, and it's gonna be a new coin with my face on it. I'm gonna dwell on that thought every day. Now my whole
Facts.
thing, you feel me now? But my whole thing is this right here. It's the same concept of when a Christian is being told, have faith on the thing you want and it'll come. You know,
Mm.
just if you believe in it, or believe in Jesus, that he'll grant you that, and you'll grant. And if you don't get it, they gonna say you ain't believing in Jesus enough. And what Neuro will probably tell you is, look, you ain't believing in yourself enough. They gotta have a way to bullshit you to why you ain't getting it, versus telling you, look, man, in order for you to get anything, it's only a few words you need to be dealing with. This word called strategy. This word called planning. This word called networking. You see, this word called conniving and capitalism, because that's the world we live in if you really want to go up high. Nobody want to tell y'all the truth. If you want to be a millionaire, billionaire in this country, do what Diddy did. Do what Master P did. Do what motherfucking Sexy Red did if you're a girl. Like, no one want to say that to y'all. They get in these spaces and they say, just meditate. Just think about $1 million
Right.
every day. When really, bro, in a capitalistic world, it's so many people that's millionaires and billionaires around you that don't meditate. Gucci Mane is a damn dope boy. You think he meditated and dreamed and thought about that shit every day like that?
Facts, facts, facts. You cooking, you cooking. And I just wanted to piggyback on that note right quick. Like, there's like another book called like Multi-Dimensional, something like that, right? And I prefer to like listen to books than to read them because they take time. These books is like 200-300 pages. Like, this is the real world. It takes time to read them. Anyway, to cut my point short, one of the books, right? It literally said like, oh, I broke my finger that day and I had to go to an important meeting and I just thought my way out of it, and then next thing you know, before I went to the meeting, my
Right.
finger was healed. I
You
was
know,
like,
right.
get
And
the fuck out of
I
here.
remember niggas telling me, like, I heard that like these red pill, blue pill, Vicky Dillard type space, King
Hmm.
Simon type spaces, Brother Rich type atmospheres where niggas would be like, it was very hot that day outside, and I told the spirit of Oshun, I can't take this heat. And I tell y'all, brothers and sisters, a gray cloud just appeared and it started raining right there. We made it rain right there just because we thought about it. Everybody thought about it. You'll hear niggas say that, but then they'll do a lecture after that telling you how the white man control the weather and it's geoengineering.
Facts.
Oh shit, the hypocrisy.
Facts,
The
because like
the
I faced an injury, like my right ankle was shattered in 2020. So like when I heard that part, I'm like, bruh, did this nigga just say in the book that I'm reading at the time that he fell off a bike, he broke his finger, and he had to go to a meeting and he just thought his way that his finger was just better and he went through the meeting and it was healed? I'm like, yo,
Right.
get the fuck out of here, nigga. You needed an ace bandage and then more to fucking fix that finger. Like, I don't want to hear that shit, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
your
like
shit hanging off. I'm just
you
gonna
get
think about it, right?
exactly. So no matter if it was money, an injury, you trying to just get anything new into your life, bro. Like you said, bro, that shit takes hard work and dedication. Like, don't you know what I mean? So Sanchez, I appreciate all your
Ooh.
work, my nigga. One love, one love. I know you about to wrap it up.
Bro,
Peace and
but
love to
think
the panel.
about, bro, how many views these people get teaching shit like that, though, man. If you think of, but think of, they said with the faith of a mustard seed, black people can move a mountain. Now, I know we have more
Right.
faith than that. You know how little a mustard seed, I know we got more faith than that, man. And we ain't
Facts, my
moved no
nigga.
mountain yet, nigga. We can't even move Stone Mountain with them Confederate leaders written into that motherfucker. Come
Facts,
on
my
now.
nigga. Facts. So yeah, I like how you bring, like you would say, the lightness to the dark, or the darkness to the light, to wash it all out, bro. I like that shit, my nigga, because niggas be capping, my nigga, and capitalizing off that cap, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, This shit gotta stop. Hey, I'm keeping the stream going. Long as we stay, let's get the numbers up, y'all. Support the show. Hit the like and share. But I got a show tomorrow with Dulcinea from Unscrambled Minds. Y'all remember her? She said that she made a video about my Stone Mountain gathering with Billy Carson and all them. I don't think she agreed with it, but I guess we'll have a little debate or whatever about that. But let me play a clip that was sent from somebody in the email. I'll keep the show going. But yeah, guys, the Cash App is $BroSanchez TV to the people who was asking for the Cash App. If you want to send a Cash App donation. But I do appreciate y'all support no matter what you do or don't do. The like button will be good too. Let's play this real quick. All right, hold up, y'all.
So the black Hebrew Israelites are asking, why no respect, Rabbi? We're Jews. You guys stole our identity. And we say, you're still Christian. You just have a new argument. How are you still Christian? As I said before, you still follow the New Testament. You still follow your Yoshke or your Jesus, and you call him all types of names. And the problem is, when you follow the New Testament, it's idolatry, and it's full of heresy, and it's full of mistakes.
Even these people saying what I'm saying, that the Hebrew Israelite, let me tell you what he's talking about, the idol worshippers or the synagogue of Satan. Now, the Hebrew Israelites got that 6-pointed star, right? Guess what that is? That's the star of Remphan. That's the star of Judaism. That's the star of the small hats. This is what now the Israelites want y'all to think that's the star of David. Peep game now. You always gotta look. Here go another trap don't fall for. A lot of these platforms that's connected with the gangs and the celebrities. But you're a religious organization trying to make people better, but you so close to the people that's trying to make them worse. Again, peep game. Farrakhan doing the same thing. Every time you turn around, he taking a picture with some rapper. Trump gets in office, what did he want to do? Let rappers out of jail. I ain't hating on them. Hey, I'm just saying it's innocent students from our black communities that's in jail on some humbug. And these are bright minds. But see, this is the corrupted world we live in. Crooks looking out for crooks, the rich protecting the rich. People that's networked and plugged into the brotherhood protecting the next one. And all of them making a affiliation against the people at the bottom to maintain a position at the top. I'm showing you the pyramid of power that the Egyptian government was based off. Tell me how this looks any different than our system of government today. The truth about the pyramid is that it is the shape of government. It's called a scheme, a pyramid scheme. You ain't ever heard of a circular scheme, right? Because circle is reciprocity. Circle is a 360 of life. Circle is even on all. It's a continuous curve, even. Equality for all. Circle is everyone sitting at the table gonna eat. But the pyramid is the pharaoh feasts first at the top. The scraps go next to the vizier. Then his scraps go to the nobles and the priests. Then they scraps. You see how the scraps get lesser the lower they go, but there's more people to feed. Then they make a movie called A Platform to teach all this Babylonian system of government right here. Go watch that movie called A Platform. The people at the top of the platform eat good, and as the table go down, is more people to feed, but less food. And
it was a good movie.
And that's how poverty is created at the bottom. That's why all these people at the bottom, they never gonna have enough. In fact, they ain't gonna even have the basic necessities in certain cases, because by the time the shit get down to them, it ain't that much, but it's more people to split from. And that's why the people at the top, you look at they damn wealth, you look at the generational wealth gap, ain't no way this is God's plan. Ain't no way there's a righteous God looking down for the greater good of everybody, but his plan is for it to be this way first. Salutes to the show, to the panel. And these are things that you won't hear being said to black people. Let's get back to the video though. These are things you won't hear being said to black people because you can't exploit black people waking them up. Let's go.
You want some proofs that we didn't steal your...
If you want to capitalize off of people, you got to make sure that you don't piss them off. And if you want to wake them people up and tell them the truth so that they can do better, you gonna piss them off. You gonna piss them people off. Telling them Jesus ain't real. Muslim ain't real. You voting for nothing. Your votes don't matter. Damn, Sanchez, everything just fake, huh? Yeah, you gonna piss a lot of people off when you start giving them the red pill, but that let you know you ain't trying to get rich. You ain't trying to get rich off a person you pissing off with the truth. Man, if I wanted to get rich off y'all, I'd do what TD Jakes doing, Creflo doing, what the Moors doing, the church doing, the Hebrews doing, the rappers doing, keeping you feeling good, entertained, in a low state while I cash out. Let's go.
Your identity and you're still following Christianity? Very simple. In our Holy Torah, it says very, very simple things that are provable. For example, the location of Me'arat HaMachpelah. In Genesis chapter 23, verse 19, it says that the Me'arat HaMachpelah, the cave of Machpelah, is in Hebron. Now, this is something you can check. You can either go online or you actually could go to the cave of Machpelah. But in your false testament, it says in Acts chapter 7, verse 16, that the Me'arat HaMachpelah is in Shechem, which is a completely different city. So obviously you see here that there's a human mistake. Now, of course, you're going to say, yeah, but there was some guy and there was some this, there was some argument. The bottom line is, if a book has mistakes in it, it's certainly not from God. You want another mistake? Very simple. We'll give you another one for free. Same price. In Genesis chapter 46, verse 27, Exodus chapter 1, verse 5, Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 22, it all says that Jacob went down to Egypt with 70 people. 70. 7-0. But in your Acts of the False Testament, chapter 7, verse 14, it says 75. Did your God forget how to count? 70, 75? It's a little bit different. You see, we didn't steal your identity. We simply remain Jews, and you remain Christians that have been trying to kill us, murder us, and do all types of things spiritually and otherwise for the last 2,000 years.
I agree with him. He telling the truth. He ain't told one lie. But what he won't tell you is that they've been trying to do the same thing to us. But everything he's saying about they didn't steal our identity and all that, 100% facts. Hebrews don't want y'all to know that they've made their dynasty off you getting mad at these people because your identity is stolen versus you getting mad at them people because your land is stolen. The land comes with the identity. We identified by the land. The land. You know what's crazy? The thing that we need to be trying to get back from the small hats is the spiritual systems, not the identity. But see, we want to be Christian-minded, capitalistic-minded, but the people that's ruling the world, they're spiritual. They ain't capitalistic. They convince you to be. See, the devil is a spirit that's trying to convince you to just be a fleshly being. That's what I'm telling you. The devil is a spiritual being that's trying to keep you from being spiritual. The devil is a magician that's trying to keep you from using your magic. The devil is a thinker, a conniver that's trying to get you from using your mind. You see what I'm saying? This, and I ain't talking about no red dragon. I'm speaking figuratively. What I'm saying is this frequency that we call Satan ain't physical, but it's spiritual. This evil force is spiritual, but it don't want you to be spiritual. It don't want you to be spiritual. It loses its advantage now.
Now, again, if you would like to become Jews, you're more than welcome to go through an Orthodox conversion and observe the Torah and the Torah only, not the False Testament. You're welcome to come. We've helped quite a few people from your kind, from other kinds, convert all over the world. But don't come tell us that the New Testament is some Jewish religion. It's simply Christianity with a new look.
And when they say that the world gonna be destroyed with thermonuclear explosions with the Hebrew Israelites, they getting that from the book of Revelation, which is New Testament. Don't you know that those end-time prophecies come from prophets that would disagree with the Hebrew Israelites and agree with this man? That's what I'm saying. Think about that. It's crazy because, man, the thing about this, the people that call themselves God's true group of people, what are they doing to prove that other than yelling, going on the devil's platforms with the... Now think about it. The Hebrew Israelites said that they're a group of black men who trying to tell black people we the children of God, but you doing it on the devil's platform. You doing it while maintaining your relationship with secular people. God want his people to know that we the chosen people, but he need this group of black men called Israelites to let us know it through No Jumper. And other platforms like that, you name it. Why would God need platforms that the devil owns to let his people know, I chose y'all? When you actually make people think, they get mad at you, right? But that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do here. Make you think. All right, so that's that for that video, man. Let me see what else we got. DJ Troopy, thank you. Let's see what you got here.
Ray Comfort, always a pleasure to talk with you. There's a lot happening in the world right now.
Well, this is a kind of long one. Did World War III just start? Chaos lighting a fuse in the middle of the East. You might need to do a whole stream on that one by itself. I think that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do, Troopy. You got my word on that one. That one deserves its own stream about World War III.
Mind if I cut in and ask a question right quick, Sanchez?
You got it.
What you think about the flooding in Texas right now?
Yeah, I just not too long heard about that, and I haven't looked into it other than the fact that I know that people in Texas are dying from a flood.
68 is about under 70. I don't want to be inaccurate, but I know under 70 people have got unalived. That's the
Crazy
best thing
number.
I could. Yeah.
For a flood. Like I don't think it's been a flood to take over, take 70 people in a while. That may not sound like a big number, but yeah, floods are normally manageable. This was some different here, huh? Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'm gonna have to actually look into that as well.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere. I just started seeing it on YouTube because I literally just got on YouTube, and it's everywhere right now, and it's pretty critical, bro.
And there's floods in China too.
See, I just found that out. I just found that out from you, Key.
I was just gonna say that.
I'm still in
Shout out.
Texas, but I want us to do a little bit more, not really attack it blindly, because I like how thorough things going. So if you don't mind doing that, bro, if we could revisit it, I'll be more than happy to give you my insight.
Yeah, hell yeah, because I haven't looked into it enough. And then dealing with the seriousness of it, I definitely want to be on point with it. So I do appreciate that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this when we at the 4-hour mark, and I'll prepare for the next one. And for all that, y'all can expect consistency and all that. uploaded content and live stream content. You know I'm gonna be doing an upload or a stream every Thursday, either one. But in between that, I'll be coming with content when I can as well. But yeah, I've been taking a break for the past couple of days, about a week, but I am back now. So peace and love, flat power to everybody. But yeah, we up out of here, man. See y'all.
Piece of power.
One love.